Good day, everybody, and welcome to Modern Day Debate. I'm your host, Ryan. Today, we're going to be debating flat versus globe, Will Duffy versus Flatzoid. So, thank you so much for being here, Will. We're going to hand the floor over to you for your up to 6 minute introduction. We're going to be talking about flat Earth and Antarctica predictions. The floor is yours, and thanks for being at Modern Day Debate.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for having me. I've been really looking forward to this. Just so everyone knows, if you don't, I created the final experiment about a year ago now. And we're going to be going to Antarctica in about a week. And that's the one place that flat earthers have said for years would tell us definitively if we live on a globe or if we live on a flat earth. And the main thing we're going to be doing in Antarctica is seeing whether or not there is a 24-hour sun. So we're going to make some predictions today. I'm going to make some predictions based on the globe. Hopefully, Flatzoid can make some predictions based on flat Earth. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen right now. Let's see here. Okay, great. All right, so I'm going to answer three simple questions, and I hope Flatzoid can do the same. So the first one is, on the globe model, what is Antarctica? So on the globe model, Antarctica is a continent, and it is an island continent, meaning it's completely surrounded by water, and that's pretty much it on the globe model. So I'm hoping to hear what Antarctica is on the flat Earth model, and I think we're going to see that it's very different than the globe model. Second question is, where is Antarctica? So I've got a globe here, and on the globe model, Antarctica would be as far south as you can go on the globe. So if you go all the way south, you will end up hitting Antarctica. A lot of flat earthers challenge globers to show how you can go to the South Pole and then keep going south, and that's a misunderstanding of the globe. You cannot go further south than the South Pole. So very simple. Here is the island continent of Antarctica, and where it is it's on the southernmost part of the globe. And then lastly, the third question is, what does the sun do in Antarctica? This is a very, very important one. On the globe model, during certain times of year, specifically during the southern summer solstice, which we are coming up on in a couple of weeks, most of Antarctica at that time has what's known as a 24-hour sun. And this is because on the globe model, we have what's known as an axial tilt. That's why when you purchase a globe, it's tilted. And so if you look here, I'm going to tilt the globe towards the camera. As the Earth spins, you can see Antarctica the entire time. And so during the southern summer, as the Earth is spinning, a lot of Antarctica is exposed to the sun the entire time. So that results in what's called a 24-hour sun or a midnight sun. This is something that flat earthers have said for years does not happen in Antarctica. They have said there is no 24-hour sun. They have said you don't see the sun in the sky for 24 hours. And they've made a very adamant stance against this. And the globe model says, hey, there is a 24-hour sun. And so that's why I created the final experiment. As I said, let's just go and see. Now, in terms of modeling, a gentleman, lots of people on the globe side have done models of what they expect the sun to do where we will be at, which is Union Glacier, Antarctica. But a guy named Ole D. Hasselier, hopefully I'm pronouncing his name right, he sent me a model of what the sun should do on the globe model where we will be. And so I'm going to go ahead and share that now. And this model, you'll see the rotating Earth in the upper right corner. You'll see the sun there and the motion of the sun. And you also have the terrain around us at Union Glacier. This kind of modeling can be done because the globe is real. You couldn't do modeling like this on something that doesn't exist. So because the globe is real, you're able to model the exact movement of the sun at any particular place on the globe, you'll notice that the sun is going up and down. That is also due to the tilt of the globe. I'm not sure if Flat Earth has an explanation for that. Maybe Flatzoid will say that the sun is not going to go up and down through the sky like that. So I hope Flatzoid can answer those three simple questions, which are: what is Antarctica? Where is Antarctica? And what does the sun do in Antarctica? And then we can have a discussion together about this. And then at the end, time permitting, I would like to talk to Flatzoid about some comments he's made about me being insecure about my religion, if we have time. So with that, I'll turn it over.
Ooh, okay. So there's a little extra heat we didn't know about. Well, thank you so much, Will, for the introductory statement. We are going to head it over to Flatzoid in just 1 second, but I'm going to remind our audience that if you don't know, I want to welcome you to Modern Day Debate. We're a neutral platform hosting debates on science, politics, religion. We hope everybody feels welcome here. If you haven't already, smash that like button. We appreciate it. Share this out in those spaces you like having these discussions. But more importantly, if you want to grill one of the speakers on screen, we are going to take super chats at the end, so get your questions in now. I see all kinds are popping in. LJ is biting at the chomp there, or champing at the bit, I should say. I can't talk today. I'm tired from last night, I swear. All right, let's hand it over to Flatzoid. You got up to 6 minutes.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate this discussion. Thank you, Will, for actually asking for this, because I'm happy I could actually present this now, especially now it's almost time to do this. So I'm going to argue against why I say the final experiment is not an experiment, as it's not scientific and it's only a false dichotomy. First, we have to look at the basics. What is science? Well, science, based on definition, is the systematic study and the structure of behavior of the physical and natural world through, note, observation, experimentation, and testing the theories against the evidence obtained. So we have to observe what we're claiming, and then we have to do experimentation to make it called science. So do we observe the sun? Well, I agree. Yes, obviously we see the sun. What do we observe about the sun, though? Let's see. We observe the sun moving across our sky. We see that it gives heat energy. We see it lights up the sky. We see divergent rays. We see it following a circuit with its times and seasons. This should be interesting, because since Will Duffy is a Christian as myself, and the Bible does talk about the sun following a circuit, it should be interesting to see how he will speak about this later. We see its change is in angular size based on the weather and just the angle movement. Sometimes you can see the sun huge at the horizon. Sometimes you can see it small. It has different optical effects. And yes, we are even able to show angular size change with lens caps. So next we have to make a hypothesis. What is a scientific hypothesis? A scientific hypothesis is a testable statement that is a prediction of the outcome of an experiment and is based on prior knowledge and observation. So we have to test it based on a prediction, and we have to do an experiment based on a knowledge of these observations. Okay, so what is a hypothesis, you might ask? Well, it's simple. There's just three very basic essential parts. The explanation. This is the explanation is part of the hypothesis, which means you have to know the independent variable. The independent variable is the factor that the researcher has to manipulate to see if it affects the other variables. The other variables it will have to affect is the dependent variable. So the dependent variable is the other variable that is affected by the independent variable. So let's just make this very short and simple. The IV, the independent variable, has to be manipulated to cause the effect for the DV, the dependent variable. This has to be happening to make it scientific. So what is an independent variable? Simple. It is the independent variable are the directly manipulated by the researcher, while the dependent variables are not. They are dependent because they are affected by the independent variable in their experiment. Notice that this is in the experiment done, not just due to observation. Observation is not an experiment. The hypothesis requires an IV and a DV, and the IV has to be manipulated because that is the presumed cause for the effect. So, can we manipulate the cause in the final experiment? No. So not science. No, it's not an experiment. So therefore, we can't claim the final experiment as an experiment because it's not scientific. Now, why is the final experiment a false dichotomy? Well, it's very simple. A false dichotomy is a logical fallacy that presents a situation as having only two options, usually extreme opposites, when in reality there are more possibilities. Yes, this is what the final experiment pushes, either globe or either flat because of sun. Therefore, it's a false dichotomy. What is the argument for the final experiment? Well, simple. If we see a 24-hour sun in Antarctica, then that means a globe Earth. And if we see it setting sun, then it's the flat Earth. The issue I have with this is, it doesn't matter if it sets or is above the horizon 24 hours a day. It will not either invalidate or validate a flat Earth. The only ones making a claim here are the globe, just like Will Duffy did in his presentation, showing the sun and models of the sun moving around the globe. So in other words, it's only there to invalidate a globe, not a flat Earth. Flat Earth is able to have the sun going in a circuit around Antarctica 24 hours a day and not as well. It doesn't really change if the Earth is flat or not. So why do we look at the sun and ignoring all the huge glaring issues? Why do we not observe physical curve? Everything we observe is optical. This can be demonstrated and shown to be so. Why don't we observe Earth movement? Well, it's simple. We know the stars are moving like the Bible describes it as well. Why don't we observe gravity? Well, the claim is gravity is real, although there is no science for gravity. It's based on pseudoscience and false attribution to things falling. So
30 seconds.
Just a whole bunch of claims with pseudoscience backing as masquerading as science. And that's my opening statement. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Flatzoid, for your introductory statement. We are going to kick it into open discussion, so a big reminder to our live chat that we are going to take the super chats at the end. They're flying in there, guys. So I'm going to set, I'm going to set 40 minutes on the timer there, and then I'll check in with you guys. So I'm going to hand it over to you, Will, to respond to some of what you just heard in the intro, and we'll try to get a natural flow going back and forth. So whenever you're ready there, Will.
Great. And I can still share easily, same way.
Sure thing. Yep.
Okay, cool. So number one, this discussion, as both of us knew going into this, was supposed to be about predictions, and you didn't make any predictions in your opening statement. So hopefully that will change as our conversation goes on. I did anticipate you telling me that it's not an experiment. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick. And I do have a question for you. Are you a doctor?
No, that was a joke.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to tell you something fun here. If you don't like the name, which I happen to like, you can just call it something else, like maybe the Final Expedition. But what I've learned, Keith, is that when people focus on things that are not substantive, it's because they don't have answers to the actual arguments. So I bet Globers, and I won't do this, I won't say anything about you calling yourself Dr. Flatzoid, because that would only mean I can't respond to your actual arguments. And so therefore I need to make fun of your name. Okay. So we don't need to talk about whether or not it's an experiment. You can call it whatever you want. We're going to get to the heart of the issue, which is whether or not a 24-hour sun in Antarctica is possible on a flat Earth. How does that sound?
No, first of all, Dr. Flatzoid was me making fun of not a Professor Dave because he calls himself a professor and he's not a professor. Secondly, it's a false equivalence because what I call myself as a name has got nothing to do with what you're claiming is an experiment. You have claimed multiple times that this experiment will either prove a globe Earth or a flat Earth. Someone's name doesn't prove a model or the other. So yes, the predictions were talked about in me stating it's not science. You are the one making a claim that because sun does this, therefore this is the outcome. Therefore, a false dichotomy and not scientific. Now, I'm glad you concede it's not scientific. That's great. But I don't need to make a prediction because I'm not the one with the burden here. You are the one having a burden because of your insecurities as you plainly said we're going to talk about. Because you have an insecurity about the globe, you need to go and prove it to yourself.
Okay, cool. You said it's a false dichotomy, right? Is whether or not there's a 24-hour sun in Antarctica in reality a false dichotomy?
Yes, because your outcome is either globe or
No.
either flat.
Okay, let me explain this to you. Whether or not there's a 24-hour sun in Antarctica is a true dichotomy. There either is or there isn't. You can't say it's a false dichotomy because there is no third option. So if you want to call it a false dichotomy, tell me what the third option is. Option 1 is there's not a 24-hour sun. Option 2 is there is. What's the third option?
Again, your argument is if sun, then globe. If no sun, then flat earth. That is the false dichotomy. Whoa. It's not just because sun or not sun. Your argument is because sun, therefore model. Therefore, it's a false dichotomy.
We will get there, but you're not answering my question.
I just
Is
did.
whether or not there is a 24-hour sun in Antarctica a false dichotomy?
Not on its own, no.
Correct.
But your
Okay.
premise is based upon
Perfect.
either flat or globe, which makes it a false dichotomy.
We'll get there. Okay, we'll get there. So whether or not there's a 24-hour sun in Antarctica is a true dichotomy. Okay, so that's number one. What was your position on the 24-hour sun in Antarctica prior to the announcement of the final experiment?
Well, my belief was I wouldn't be able to see it because everything they've ever showed usually is faked. But then again, you're just now obfuscating from your false dichotomy because your whole argument is, which you're now ignoring, because we see the sun, it's either a globe or flat. Is that true or not?
We'll get there. I do believe we can falsify the globe, and I believe we can falsify flat Earth based on whether or not there's a 24-hour sun. But I think this is super important for the audience to know what your position was prior to the final experiment. So I'm going to play a quick video. It's super, super short. Okay, here we go.
And that's why you get the borders confused with the 24-hour sunlight in Antarctica. As they see the sun's there 24, but it's not the sun, it's just the sunlight.
Yeah.
You don't even see the sun.
Separator says it's literally sunlight for 24 hours. No, it's daylight, not sunlight. You don't see the sun. There's no sunlight for 24 hours. Only daylight, Liberator.
Okay, cool. So that was your position before the final experiment was announced, right?
Still is.
And why were you taking such a hard stance that you don't see the sun in the sky for 24 hours?
Because I just said I haven't seen actual evidence of 24-hour sun other than faked edited videos.
Okay. Now, I've looked at these faked and edited videos that you're talking about, and there's only one that was edited of all of them. And I looked at it very carefully, and there's only 11 frames missing from that edited video. What's the big deal?
Okay, based on 11 frames, we've been through this before. Even Ryan knows. You do know those 11 frames are in the video. And because you're bringing it up is showing you just dishonest. And by the way, if you guys have been realizing his whole tactic is try and attack my character. So we're going to go back to the actual argument of, is the final experiment scientific and a true dichotomy? No, it's not scientific, and it's a false dichotomy because Will Duffy has an insecurity about his own belief system. Now, I'm going to say this again. Does this TFE debunk a flat Earth or a globe? No, it does not disprove or prove a flat Earth in the least. The only one it can invalidate is a globe because the invalidation is based on a claim made by the globe. So the burden is on the globe side, not with the flat Earth side.
Okay, so a couple things here. The reason I brought up the 11 frames is because it's really unfair of you to say that someone who edits a video means you should reject what they put on their video because they edited it when you yourself edited a video, okay? Now, when you say, and I'm very familiar with this because I do my homework, When you say that the 11 frames were in the video at the beginning, that's because you were playing it at full speed. A frame is 1/60th of a second. So at full speed, no one was going to notice it. But at the end of the video, when you were going in slow motion, frame by frame, where people would actually notice that it went behind the horizon, that's when you remove the 11 frames to get rid of curvature or evidence of curvature. That's
Okay,
the truth.
first of all, a guy's edited video to say, look, 24-hour sun, and he's literally edited to make it look like a 24-hour sun, has not comparison to what I showed. I showed all the frames. You can even put on 2 times speed, 0.25. It will show all the frames in the video. So that's literally a false equivalence again. And then I even point out to say, look where it lands. And I show you the horizon. I show you the apparent horizon. I show you the inferior mirage. And I show you me taking away the inferior mirage after I showed all the frames. So that is totally not the same as someone making a video and saying, look, a 24-hour sun, and it's faked and edited. And by the way, that model you pointed with the sun going up and down, a lot of the videos we see doesn't do that. How does that comport to the model that was presented?
That's because you don't understand the globe. So if you watch a video of the 24-hour sun that is taken at the South Pole, the sun will not go up and down. But the further you get away from the South Pole, it will, because of the curvature of the globe. That's just a misunderstanding of the globe model. Now, again, we can make these very specific predictions of altitude and azimuth, and guess what? I think you know they're going to come true when we get to Antarctica. So how is it all of these people who have never been to Antarctica can make these predictions that will come true if the globe is false? Explain that to me. Explain to me how we can have dozens of predictions of what the sun will do in Antarctica. You claim there's no videos of it, and you claim that the only videos that exist are faked. So how is it that these people can make an accurate prediction of what the sun will do in Antarctica?
Okay, first of all, I said the videos I've seen are faked. I'm not saying all videos are faked. Secondly, again, you are trying to reverse the burden onto me to make a claim I don't need to. You, the one with the claim, you are the one making a false statement here by claiming because sun in sky, therefore globe. Because sun not in sky, therefore flat earth. It doesn't disprove or prove anything. It's literally a waste of money and a waste of people's time because you're pushing something that is a false dichotomy.
Okay, so you didn't answer my question. I can't let you get away with this.
My answer
How-
is I am not going to be
No.
bullied into making a claim because of your insecurity.
All
Okay, hold on.
Let's clarify the question, and let's see if
I'm
we
not
can get the
bullying.
best.
I'm not bullying you. I'm not asking you to make a claim yet. I will be, because you agreed to do this to make predictions of what we will see in Antarctica. But I'm not doing that with this question. My question is very simple. How can dozens of people around the world who have never been to Antarctica accurately model what the sun will do if they've never been there? How is that possible?
A model is a model. They can accurately model a black hole in space. Does that make a black hole real? No, it doesn't. A model is just a model. You can put data in, you can make it. You can make a model of a donkey Earth and get the same results. That doesn't make it reality. A model that you're claiming is reality is a reification fallacy. Now, again, you are trying to push me to make a prediction and me to make a claim which I've never made. And no, I never agreed to make predictions. The whole thing was you came and asked, will I have a discussion with you about this, the TFE? I said, perfect, that'll be great. Because the whole reason I wanted to do this was to show it's not an experiment and to show it's a false dichotomy. And it's very telling, guys, that this guy's trying to be dishonest and trying to character assassinate me and trying to bully me to make a claim that is his.
Okay, so number one, I didn't character assassinate you. I brought to the table a reality, which is that you have been caught editing a video. You didn't even admit to it. You were caught. And here you are talking about someone who edited a video that was taken in Antarctica. And so there just seems to be a bit of a double standard. Now, let's let the record show you have not explained how it is that dozens of people who have never been to Antarctica can accurately predict the sun's movement through the sky, including altitude and azimuth angles and where the sun will be based on the mountains at Union Glacier. You haven't said how they can accurately predict that if they've never been to Antarctica. So
Maybe
my
you don't
next,
Maybe you don't
Huh?
understand this. It's not my burden. I don't need to make a claim of it. You're
I'm
trying to
not asking you
push-
to make a claim.
You are. You're saying, how are they doing this? Because you want me to make a prediction. I don't need to. Secondly, a model is just a model again. Like I said, anybody can create a model, and that doesn't make it reality. Again, the 24-hour sun works on a flat Earth too, just like it works on your globe. It doesn't disprove or prove the other. Now, you claiming it doesn't because of your ignorance and saying, a EMAP straw man model doesn't make it false. You are trying to reverse the bet onto me because I showed everybody that the final experiment is nothing but a waste of money and time.
Let's like I say, if we're gonna keep circling on this one, not maybe pun intended, I'm not sure, but if we want to keep circling this is fine. You know, as long as you feel there's more to unpack, but it might also be useful to go into some of what you presented in your intro there, Will. So.
Yep.
Questions
I've got
about
more.
Antarctica, so we can let's try to go down that one for a little bit if you guys don't mind.
Okay, cool. Hey Keith, did you change your position after I announced the final experiment?
No, I just said I got exactly the same position.
Which is what again?
I don't believe there is a 24-hour sun because I haven't seen any evidence for a 24-hour sun. But again, that doesn't make it a flat or globe Earth. It has nothing to do with, do I know if there's a 24-hour sun or not? The reason I don't believe there's a 24-hour sun is because all I've seen is edited footage. Now, if there's a 24-hour sun, the only thing that will change is, I see now there's a 24-hour sun. But does that make it a globe Earth? Heck no.
Okay, so let me think this through for a second. How many videos have you seen of the 24-hour sun in Antarctica?
Quite a lot.
Okay, so I'm struggling because there's only one that's edited. I've contacted
According
the
to
men.
you.
No.
Yes.
According to reality and evidence.
No, according
So-
to you, there's only one edited.
Can you describe these edits you saw in the videos?
Yeah, just like the one you usually see, overlaid clouds, lights.
That's the only
sun
one
and the
that
light.
that's the only one that has an edit. What other ones
There's
have
one
you
with
seen?
there's one with a watch, there's one without a watch, there's one with a smokestack, there's one without a smokestack. Which one are you talking about?
None of those have edits.
None of them have edits. Why? See, that's your claim.
Well, no. You're actually making the positive claim this time that they have edits.
You're
So what are?
claiming they're not edited.
Oh my word.
Yeah, you
Okay.
just claimed they're not edited. So can you please?
Okay, so I want everybody to see here. This is a tactic of flat earthers. He made a positive claim, which was that a video that was presented as real was edited, and he can't show where it's edited, and so he's going to turn it on me and say that I'm the one making the claim. But that's okay. I'm going to share a video with everybody really quick here because I do believe, Keith, you have changed your position since we announced the final experiment. This video is only a little over a minute long, but it's going to be pretty important to see. Because again, I don't understand why people are changing their positions before we even go. So here we go.
Sorry for
They're
turning
going
your camera off there.
to Antarctica, well, they're apparently going, and they're just going to say, ooh, I see sunlight, therefore the sun's up in the sky.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen because they're not going to see the sun 24 hours a day because they don't understand the difference between sunlight and daylight.
Exactly.
All right, we've got Flatzoid. Are you willing to publicly admit you were wrong about flat Earth if we see a 24-hour sun in Antarctica this December?
Yeah. Sorry to break it to you guys. You're not going to see the sun 24 hours even if you wanted to.
All right, we've got Flatzoid. Are you willing to publicly admit you were wrong about flat Earth if we see a 24-hour sun in Antarctica this December?
Yeah. Now we're saying you'll see daylight for 24 hours. You won't see sunlight for 24 hours.
All right, we've got Flatzoid. Are you willing to publicly admit you were wrong about flat Earth if we see a 24-hour sun in Antarctica this December?
Yeah. And that is seeing the sun for 24 hours in the sky, which you won't. Because many people we have spoken to that worked in Antarctica never saw a 24-hour sun. Yes, there was sunlight, but they never saw 24-hour sun.
All right, we've got Flatzoid. Are you willing to publicly admit you were wrong about flat Earth if we see a 24-hour sun in Antarctica this December?
Yeah.
Let's let Flatzoid respond. We can.
Thank
Okay,
you.
sorry
Yeah,
about
yeah. No, I'm happy because this is showing all he has is trying to misrepresent what I was saying there. Yes, I will change my position on seeing the 24-hour sun or not. Not that the Earth is not flat or a globe. This is what's called misrepresentation of a person. Thank you very much again, Will Duffy, for showing more dishonesty. So can we get to the actual conversation now on the shape of the Earth based on your not final experiment? So since you made a claim that it either proves a globe or a flat Earth, can you show us how does it actually show this? Because like I showed everybody, it's not scientific and it's a false dichotomy. It doesn't prove anything other than it might just show your claim wrong.
Okay, so you just accused me of misrepresenting you. How is
Mhm.
playing clips of you talking misrepresenting you?
You playing it and saying I'm changing my mind about the flat Earth. My mind is about the 24-hour sun on the flat Earth, not the flat Earth is going to be a flat Earth or not. This is called misrepresentation, Will.
Well, it's okay. It just means you changed your mind. The question
No, I haven't. I've
was,
got the same. And also, stop telling me what I do and what I don't do because I'm keeping the same argument. I don't believe there's a 24-hour sun. Okay, the only thing that can change it is if you see a 24-hour sun, but that doesn't make a difference whether it's flat or a globe, which your whole experiment is about, is it not?
yeah, I just want to make this clear for a second because
Is it not?
I think everybody heard it.
Can you just answer?
question-
Is
Hold on
it
there,
about?
Flatzoid.
Wait.
Flatzoid, you gotta let him
Is it
respond.
about? I gotta know. No, he's doing the
It's
same
okay.
thing
I'll
over and
answer.
over.
I'll answer.
I just gotta ask. Thank you. Is it about the globe and a flat Earth or not?
Yes.
There we go. False dichotomy. Thank you.
Okay, real quick. The question asked of you is, will you admit you were wrong on flat Earth if we see a 24-hour sun in Antarctica? And you said yes. So you have changed your mind because you're
No.
no longer willing to change your mind on flat Earth if we see a 24-hour sun.
No. What does the flat Earth model say about the 24-hour sun?
It says that there is no 24-hour sun.
Great. So does that change the information about the flat Earth model or the flat Earth doesn't exist?
If a 24-hour sun is not possible on a flat Earth, which is what I'm stating, then a 24-hour sun falsifies flat Earth.
There we go. False dichotomy. And why won't it work on a flat Earth?
Okay, so I don't believe flat Earth exists. And so this is where the title of this discussion is Antarctica Predictions. And so I'm still waiting for you to make a prediction as to what the sun will do, considering you believe we live on a flat Earth.
Again, the predictions is from your side, not my side. I don't have the burden to make a prediction. And no, it's about the final experiment. And I'm showing you how it's a false dichotomy and nothing but insecure ballers needing to supply evidence for their belief system.
Okay, so you don't have any idea what the sun will do in Antarctica?
It doesn't matter. That's the whole point.
Okay, let's go back to square one here. In your mind, what is Antarctica?
Ice.
Okay, that's it. So if I have
It's ice and land. It's a land.
Okay, great. Where is
The
Antarctica?
outer rims. The outer rims. They have answered two of your questions.
Hold on.
Okay.
What do you mean by outer rims?
As the Bible says.
No.
It's where the dome meets the earth. How's that?
What dome?
The dome that was spoken about, you know, the firmament in the Bible. Come on, you're a pastor. You're supposed to know this.
Hold on. The Bible talks about things historically, which I love. We're talking about present day. Are you saying present day right now?
Are you claiming
Hold on,
the
you're interrupting me.
narrative from?
You're
One
wow.
second,
You're interrupting me.
Let's let him finish his
I'm
sentence.
sorry.
Are you saying right now, present day, December 6, 2024, there's a dome?
Yes.
Where is it?
Up in the sky. Where else would it be?
You've seen it?
No, we're breathing. That's why we got a dome. It's
Okay,
holding
so-
the waters above.
Okay, so there's something that you believe exists that you can't prove exists and that you can't see?
I can. It's
How-
called
how-
the second law of thermodynamics.
Okay. Okay, so you haven't seen the dome?
Well, do you see the Eiffel Tower from your home?
No.
So does the Eiffel Tower exist?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Do I need to see a cow before I know my piece of steak came from that cow?
No, because the steak is evidence that the cow exists. Do you have a piece of the dome? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, the reason we're breathing is because we have containment.
Huh. Okay, interesting. Okay, so you said Antarctica is an outer rim, right?
According to the flat Earth model, according to yes.
So kind of like this here.
That's a map, that's not a model.
What's the difference?
A model makes predictions. A map just explains things, it gives directions. That is a sun map. So it's giving the directions of where the sun moves and time. That's what it says on the top there. Read what it says.
Is this an accurate map?
That's what it says according to the sun.
I'm just
Read what
asking
it
you.
says.
We're trying to talk about Antarctica here, right? Is this an accurate map of where Antarctica is?
That's just a map about sun movement, not about Antarctica.
I know, but you're not answering my question. Is this an
That
accurate?
is my answer. You got different maps for different things. This one is specifically about the sun's movement over the earth, not about Antarctica.
Okay, but is this a good representation of Antarctica?
Probably because it's on the outer rims, as you would say.
Okay, perfect. So
Mhm.
again, this is not a perfect map. No one's claiming that it is. But do you believe there's only one sun?
Yes, because that's what the Bible says. And I've only observed one sun. But
Perfect.
we have seen videos where there's more than one sun, and I would more like to think that is a reflection on the dome than a second sun.
Okay, great. So this is South America, right?
Mhm.
We're going to be south of South America in Antarctica, so right about here.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, Australia, way over here, is going to have a sunrise and a sunset each day.
Mhm.
How can we have a 24-hour sun down here while they get a sun each day over here?
Again, trying to make me give claims. Secondly, have you ever heard of reflection, internal reflections? Caustic cups. Caustic
Yes.
cup reflections. Yes, there we go.
Okay, great.
It's a possibility.
Okay, perfect. I love this. This is great.
Mhm.
So you're saying that it's possible, either for the people in Australia or us, that we won't see the actual sun, we'll see a reflection of the sun.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So if we take pictures of sunspots and they're not reflected, they're not reversed, would that prove you wrong?
How would it be reversed?
I don't think it will be.
Reflection doesn't always just give reversed. How do you know that where the sun's location is, you're not seeing the same side of the sun based on its angle?
I don't understand your question.
Let's say you are looking through a glass of water and you've got a pencil, okay? And you're on the side of the glass and you're on the side of you're looking at the same angle, so you're seeing the same side of the pencil, which is the front. Does that mean now that it's not a pencil?
No.
There we go. Again, you trying to push things onto me to make a claim. I don't need to. I'm just saying there are possibilities, which explains it on a flat earth, which again shows that it's just a false dichotomy because it won't disprove a flat earth at all. The thing is, you're going to go to Antarctica or fund this thing, and it won't disprove anything other than just showing gullible people for what?
Okay, so when you say they won't see a sun in the sky for 24 hours, is that a claim or is that not a claim?
That is my belief based on evidence.
And what evidence is that?
That all the videos I've seen so far are either edited or not showing a sun.
Okay, so that's a claim, right? And so what is your evidence that the videos are edited?
What am I? Easy. I told you, they have different time lapses. They have different things showing it's edited.
Well,
You
what,
just claiming it's not, wait, you just claiming it's not edited doesn't make it not edited.
If someone's going to claim that a video is edited, they need to have evidence that it's edited. They can't just say it's edited because it goes against what they believe.
No, you see, the thing is, when someone goes and says, look, I have a 24-hour sun, and then it's shown to be edited, that means it's dishonest. Why did they need to edit it in the first place?
Well,
Okay.
it hasn't, they haven't been shown to be edited. That's the point that I'm trying to get to here.
There has been numerous people showing these videos and showing how they're edited. You just making a claim that they're not edited doesn't make it not edited. People have shown and gone through it and shown it's edited. So again, can I show a video quickly? Because this is based on why I think you have such a, how can I put it, hard time not wanting the flat earth to be real. Because you have, seems to be flat earth hurt you somehow and you have a personal vendetta against it.
Yeah, you can go ahead and share your screen whenever you're ready there. And
Okay.
that's up
Is
and
it
running.
showing?
Yep, sure
Cool.
is.
It took me over a year to come up with the final experiment. Every time I would come up with an idea, it would just never work. And then one day, I got it.
This is Will Duffy. Well, Pastor Will Duffy, to be exact. He is the author of what he calls the final experiment. The issue here is this actually the final experiment for all humanity or just for him?
Look, and a friend of mine, her name is Wendy, she posted something about flat earth. And at first, I thought she must be joking, but there was no punchline. So I read the comments, and it seemed genuine. This was very peculiar to me. How could someone today, in the 21st century, think the earth is flat?
Well, the whole point to that is it shows this is just a personal thing for you because you have an issue with the flat earth for some reason, and you have to make it your mission in life to discredit it and to debunk it. So again, you came up with the final experiment. You even said later, if I go around there, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I just know I had to. So, Will Duffy, is it true that you are making sure that you have to do something about flat earth because it bothers you?
No, I chose to.
So you could have just left it.
Of course.
I don't know what I'm going to do, but I just have to. Doesn't that make it seem very personal?
No. But by the way, that video was edited.
That was my documentary I made, yes.
And you edited my voice.
Yes, because of copyright issues. It's
Okay, so
called fair use.
But by the way, I'm completely fine that you edited. Does the fact that you edited my voice make that video fake?
No, because you spoke those words, did you not? I can give you the source saying exactly the same things.
Yeah, so it doesn't mean that I'm not real just because you edited it, right?
Nope.
So the one video, so flat earthers claim to be researchers. They're not. I have shown that through the final experiment a ton of times. So if flat earthers were researchers, they would have taken the only one video of the 24-hour sun in Antarctica. None of the rest are edited. They would have taken the one that was edited and they would have reached out to the guy. I did. His name is Anthony Powell, and I'm now friends with him. And I said, hey, man, just curious why you made an edit. He explained it to me. He explained to me the whole thing, and then he gave me a link to the unedited video. See that? And so I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, that's not me. I didn't say that because it's edited. I'm going to say the truth, which is, of course, we know it was edited. We know why, and we know that it's still real. So you claiming that you don't believe there's a 24-hour sun in Antarctica because you think all the videos are faked is not a good argument.
No, not because all the videos are fake, because I don't see evidence for it. There's a difference. You either don't have evidence for something, or because videos are fake is part of the evidence. Again, you trying to say we don't research things is just, again, another jab at flat earthers and showing you are just a bigot, unfortunately. But I have a personal question for you, because since you are a pastor and you don't believe what the Bible says about the firmament, and you do think Jesus is coming from the crust, apparently, because you think the firmament's the crust, how did you get up with that?
My previous pastor, who has since passed away, who was way smarter than me, wrote a detailed article based on the Hebrew word and based on Moses in Genesis 1 adding a qualifier to the word firmament, calling a different firmament a firmament of the heavens. And he argued that rakia might actually be referring to the crust of the earth. It sounds plausible to me. I'm not a Hebrew expert. And yeah, that's where I came up with that position.
Okay, I can quickly explain it to you. Rakia comes from the root word raka, which means to beat out firm. In Genesis, it's talking about God created rakia, the firmament, to separate the waters above from the waters below. So that's not below. Already you got up and down wrong. When it comes to the heavens, you're talking about shamahim, which means the sky. There's more than one firmament or heaven in the Bible. So no, it can't be the crust, because what happens when Jesus comes down from heaven? Does he come down or does he come from the crust?
The firmament of the heavens is not the crust of the earth.
Just to jump
Remember,
in
I've
quick, somebody in our live chat said rakia means archway to the sky or archway.
No, it doesn't.
Just
No,
I just
it-
was throwing that in there.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
if
no,
it
it
helps.
it means solid expanse, solid firmament,
Okay,
vault
yeah.
of the sky.
So yeah, okay. So I've never said that the firmament of the heavens is the crust. So
Okay, so what firmament is the crust then? That doesn't make sense because there's nowhere in the Bible where it talks about the crust being the firmament at all.
it does in the beginning of Genesis 1
No, it
before
doesn't.
adds a, it's fine. It's okay. It's okay. I don't want to talk about the past. I want to talk about the reality of our present world. Like, just so you know, theoretically, there could be a spherical firmament around a globe. Like, the idea of a firmament doesn't tell us one way or the other if the earth is flat or a globe.
Oh, yes, it does. Because the
Okay.
globe, does the globe have a firmament?
Theoretically, it could.
Where?
Oh my word. Do you remember how you were making the positive claim that there's a dome, but you can't prove it?
No, you made a claim that the firmament is a crust, and now you're making another firmament, a claim that there could be a dome or a firmament around the globe. Then how do they, where would it be? Because you guys claim people go to space, don't you?
I'm just telling you it could be theoretically possible. It could. You're ready for this? How about this? What if there was one in the past and there's not one now? Wanting to focus on what happened in the past is the exact opposite of what I'm going for with the final experiment, which is what is happening on the world today.
And what's happening on the world today still keeps with how God created the earth. Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Why? When does it say God changed the earth?
God does things, right?
His word is the same today, tomorrow, and forever, correct?
Yeah, is the earth flooded right now?
No, because why would it be flooded right now?
Exactly.
The ocean
So
preceded in Noah's time, as the Bible said.
Exactly. So God can do things in the past that change the world that he created.
And did he say anything about him not having a firmament anymore?
Yeah, if you interpret the windows of heaven breaking open for the flood, you claimed there's waters above the firmament, so maybe it all broke, and that's where the water came for the flood. Do you see how easy this is to make?
No, this is
Hold on,
it's easy.
don't interrupt, please. You see
Okay,
how
sorry.
easy this is to make the Bible say whatever we want it to?
I do
The
want
only difference is
I do want to interrupt right quick and just say that I don't think the final experiment is going to change either of your theological outlooks. So
Correct.
if we can
Yeah.
get back into the subject at
I just
hand,
wanna-
we could definitely visit, a debate. If that's something you're interested in, and having a debate versus each other regarding that subject, and we can really unpack at that time. But yeah, for the audience that's coming in for this debate, let's try to focus back on the Antarctica
Okay.
or the 24-hour sun. So. Yeah, either one of you, just
Great, yeah. But can I just
Help
give
me out
a
here.
statement about that quickly then? Then you just have to look at Revelations where God says he's going to pull the firmament up like a roll scroll. That means the firmament's still there. But
Help
anyway,
me
back
out
to the
here.
final
Thank you.
experiment. Okay. The final experiment, again, you haven't shown how it's going to either disprove a flat earth or prove a globe.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Is a 24-hour sun in Antarctica evidence for the globe?
That's a claim of the model, so it's just evidence for it, yes?
I'm asking you, do you believe that a 24-hour sun is evidence for the globe?
Based on its model, yes, because it's the claim made.
Okay, great. So if we see a 24-hour sun, that's evidence we live on a globe.
One evidence.
Great.
So what does that got to do with flat Earth now? How does that disprove flat Earth?
Well, hold on. If we prove the globe, that
No, you haven't proved that.
inherently, hold on. Hold on. If we prove the globe, that would inherently refute flat Earth.
But you haven't proved the globe. Evidence, one
okay.
evidence doesn't make it a globe. Again, 24-hour sun
Yeah.
can work on a flat Earth too. It
Oh.
doesn't make it a globe.
Okay, you just made a positive claim. You said a 24-hour sun can work on a flat Earth too. How?
Reflection, internal reflection, one of the issues, one of the ideas you could say. Remember, we as flat earthers don't claim to know what the sun is or where it really is, but there are models out there which people have made to show you, and I'm sure you've seen it, internal reflections to give a 24-hour sun in Antarctica.
Okay.
So this comes back. Sorry, so this comes back to you saying proving the globe. But remember my opening, I said, you haven't shown anything else, which is the glaring issue of the globe claims. You claiming so many things which show against the globe, but now you're saying because something that can work on both models means globe. Don't you think that's a bit illogical?
Let me ask you this. What would prove the globe?
Everything. Show me gas burst out containment. Show the Earth actually spinning. Show gravity actually doing anything. What is gravity? No one even knows. There's no science for gravity because it's not even a scientific hypothesis and scientific experiment for gravity.
Okay, so if I show you evidence right now that the Earth is spinning, that would prove the globe to you?
How are you going to show evidence? Go ahead.
That's no. If I show you
go
evidence,
ahead.
no, hold on. You need to answer the question. If I show you, you just said if I can show the Earth is spinning, that would prove the globe. So if I can show you right now,
evidence.
hold on. If I can show
There's
you,
a different way, right? There's a difference between evidence and proof. Duffy.
Okay, so hold on. Forget evidence for a second. Keith, what would prove the globe?
Okay, what would prove the globe? Show gas pressure without containment, please.
Okay, great. I'm going to share my screen. More than happy to do this. Here we go.
All right, you're up and running.
Okay. Can you see that?
No.
We can now, yes.
That's not showing gas pressure out a globe without containment.
Sure it is.
No, that's showing a picture claimed to take from a place that violates natural law. So can you please show me where you have gas pressure without containment?
This is a picture of gas pressure without containment.
No, it's not.
What is this?
It's claimed to be a picture that is in a place that violates natural law. That means the picture is not showing the globe in space. Now, I'm asking you to actually demonstrate gas pressure without containment.
I am. Okay,
it's
so
not. You're not. You're taking me to Narnia. You're taking me to Narnia to prove something in Narnia. Do you get the issue here?
Quick question for you. Do you recognize this picture?
The blue marble.
Okay, so I apologize if anybody thinks that this was not right of me, but I set you up. This is not the blue marble.
Okay, well, it doesn't matter. They look the same. What's the issue?
Exactly. That is the issue. So flat earthers believe that Apollo 17 only took one picture of the Earth from space. That's
Never
false.
said that.
Okay, do you know how many pictures of the Earth they took?
No, because they took hundreds. Apparently.
Correct.
Apparently.
They took hundreds of pictures of the Earth from Apollo 17. You thought this was the blue marble because it looks just like the blue marble. This picture, I left the number here at the top, is 22725, which they took before the blue marble picture. Okay?
Something's covering your picture right now.
Like a gray screen.
Sorry.
It's away now.
I just fixed it. So here are two pictures, Keith, that they took from Apollo 17. Now, I I listened to your videos and I know your take on what these are, but can you tell the audience what you believe these are?
These are photos that are very easily done in studio.
What kind of a studio?
A darkroom with a model, even a hyper-realistic painting and a photo with a film camera.
Okay, great. So in your opinion, these are pictures of paintings.
Hyper-realistic, yeah, it's possible. It's more possible than showing Narnia that goes against entropy and telling me that's where it's taken. So again, can you demonstrate gas pressure without containment instead of taking me to a place that violates natural to say, look, it's a photo of it?
I'm getting there, I promise. Okay. By the way, I spent a lot of time on this for you specifically, and I focused on South Africa, which is where you are from. So these two pictures are claimed by NASA to have been taken at different times from Apollo 17, but you're claiming that they're just pictures of a painting.
I just set a 5-minute
So-
timer for going into Q&A, just to let you know.
Okay.
So we'll do 5 more, and then we'll start doing
Great.
questions.
So Keith, then that means these pictures should be the same if they just took a
No.
picture of a painting.
No, I said could be hyper-realistic paintings. It could also be a model. Can you make a spherical model?
You tell me, I don't know.
Yes, the answer is yes.
That looks like this?
Yes. Have you ever seen NASA's model division? Have you ever seen the models they made? They made hyper-realistic painted models.
I haven't seen any of those from 1972, but here's what I did. I zoomed in to South Africa for you.
Mhm.
And these pictures, when I zoom in, still look the same.
Wow. So it's the
But-
same model taken with the same camera?
But then I zoomed in a little bit more, and if you look, they're different. The clouds have changed ever so slightly.
Can they have more than one model?
It's a claim you're making without evidence, but I just want people to realize
You are claiming they can go to a place that violates natural law and stating your argument is, look, they took this in the place that violates natural law, so therefore it doesn't. I want you to demonstrate, not in Narnia, where gas pressure does not need containment, please.
what I'm saying is that they took hundreds of pictures on Apollo 17, and every single one of them is different. And so your argument that they're taking pictures of a painting or a model is completely invalid. Since we're running out of time, and I said this at the beginning, you have criticized me for being insecure about my religion. And I wanted to ask you a question. Are you insecure about your religion?
Definitely not.
Are you a Jehovah's Witness?
Definitely not.
Okay, so you believe that Jehovah's Witnesses, JWs, are completely wrong because they state that we live on a globe.
Yes.
Okay, great. I appreciate that.
All right, let's get into the super chats.
JWs are heretics. They don't follow Christian doctrine. That's why. Not if they believe a globe or not. Heck, I don't call people not Christians just because they believe in a globe. So again, trying to make it seem I don't believe they're real just because they believe in a globe.
Well, as somebody whose wife was, yeah, I can definitely say they probably won't be on the channel anytime soon, based on what I have. Well, anyway, let's just get into the super chats, there, guys.
Hey, Ryan.
I'd love for that to happen, though. That'd be a lot of fun. Sorry, what's up?
Hey,
Will?
Ryan. Right before we get into super chats, I have made a discovery. It's massive. Throughout this entire experience of the final experiment, I have noticed that the flat earthers do not want to make predictions. They do not want to show a model. And I figured out why. You ready for this? Flat Earth doesn't have a model because you can't model something that doesn't exist. Just let that sink in, everyone. Thanks so much.
So another false statement. Thank you.
All right, let's just get into those super chats there, guys. So thank you to both of our speakers on the panel for having a lively discussion, making space for each other to make your points. It was a lot of fun. We've got a lot of people tuned in right now. Almost 900 people have already voted in the poll, so let us know what you think. Will there be a 24-hour sun in Antarctica? 70% have voted yes, 22% have voted no, and then 9% have said, I don't believe in the sun. one. They just don't play by the rules, and you know what? Whatever. We're just going to read those super chats, so keep them coming in. I set an hour on the timer, so we're going to do a hard stop there, guys, at that time. So I do apologize in advance if we don't get to read any of your super chats, but with that said, let's get right to it. Roger Ledwell, thank you so much for your super chat, says, Will, you have sent me on the flat Earth experiment, or the flat experiment. Or the final experiment.
should
Sorry,
have
I see
said
FE. Sorry, in these debates. I see
Yeah,
FE and my brain just goes. Anyway, you should have sent me on the final experiment. Oh, this could be tough. All right.
I'm sorry. He's asking if I should have sent him, or is it just a statement?
Yeah, it's just a statement. Yeah, I read it wrong, and now
I
I'm
can
all
tell you the
confuzzled.
context. He
Oh,
spoke
okay.
to Duffy a few times, and it sounded like Duffy would like to send him, and it just, I don't know, somehow fizzled out.
Never said that. From the very beginning, I picked 24 flat earthers. I had them, we voted on them. We started with Dave Weiss, then we went to Jaron, then we went to Austin. I don't know what he's talking about.
All right, let's just carry on. I don't think, like I said, there's too much to get out of yeah, it's not really much of a question, more of a statement. So Big Daddy Globe says, Will, thank you for the final experiment. You're the man. All right, so Big Daddy Globe
Appreciate
is he's giving you a huzzah on the chat. We'd appreciate that too. LJ he's coming in to grill you. I know he is. Thanks, LJ, for your support. It says, Duffy, how much money did it take to sell your soul? Oh, LJ. I don't know if there's... You can tell LJ to fly off if you want, but it's up to you.
Yeah, no one's paying me, haven't sold my soul, so it's just another baseless claim. I'm guessing he's a flat earther.
All right. LJ has another question. Says, why doesn't Earth spin under a hovering helicopter?
Oh my word. Okay, so this is definitely complete ignorance about the globe model. You need to watch a video of somebody that's on like a moving car or a moving train, or just go on an airplane. When you jump up in an airplane, you don't fly back and hit the back. When you're in the back of a pickup truck and you jump up, you don't fly out the back. It's called conservation of momentum. This is very, very basic stuff. So when a helicopter takes off, and when a plane takes off, it's still moving at the same speed as the rotation of the Earth.
So Velcro there. Yeah. Can you explain the tangential velocity with elevation?
No. I don't even know what that is. So.
All right, let's ask the
It
next
means it
super
has
chat.
to speed up to keep with the rotation the higher it goes up. Therefore, it is invoking extra energy, which goes against the first law of thermodynamics.
Like the sun has to go faster around the Tropic of Capricorn because it's 4 times the distance in the Tropic of Cancer, kind of like that?
No, this is a total false equivalence.
Oh,
This
okay.
is about your Velcroed air, which you're claiming is moving in lockstep with the Earth. The higher you go up, the faster the air has to travel with the Earth. So in other words, it has to get energy to keep up with the Earth, and therefore it violates the first law of thermodynamics.
All right, let's move on there. I was injecting. I thought you guys were ready to move on and wrap up, but sorry if I was cutting you off.
All good.
Second best Bob says for $5, Flatzoid blocks me from his channel for asking questions. Ask him why. This is second best Bob. I don't know if you want to say anything to Bob or if you want to carry on.
Last time I checked, Bob was on my stream last night, so I'm not sure what he's talking about.
I'd like to say something. Flat earthers claim that there is censorship of flat earth because it's true. In my year of doing the final experiment, people keep contacting me and they're like, hey, Will, this flat earther has blocked me. This flat earther has banned me. This flat earther won't let me post on his channel anymore. The biggest censorship I've ever seen in my entire life comes from flat earthers. And if that's not saying something, I don't know what is.
Okay, would you not block someone who comes and literally just posts negative comments about you and swearing and going crazy because they triggered ape shit because they're taking away the globe away?
Never.
Well, I've got people literally obsessed with me that they literally try and get information about me. It's crazy that they even bring my wife and children into it. This is how crazy they are. That's why I block them.
All right.
When
next
you get
one.
stalkers, then you talk again.
All right, let's just ask the next question before we get down into a different rabbit hole. JSS Tiger asks, can Flatzoid explain how divergent sun rays are different from parallel railroad tracks appearing to converge at a vanishing point?
Yeah, simple. Sunlight, physically diverging. Railway roads, apparently converging. One's optical, one's physical.
Any response on the other side, or you want to carry on?
Nope.
All right, no worries. Well, thank you to our panel. I'll just quickly say Flatzoid and Will for answering the questions. We are answering questions right now from our live audience. So remind you once again, in case you forgot how YouTube works, hit the like button, boost us up in the algorithm. I see that there's well over, we had over 1,000 there. So yeah, hit that like button. Let's try to keep this pumped out in the algorithm. That'd be a lot of help for the channel. We love you guys. Sunflower says, Flatzoid, wouldn't a 24-hour sun in Antarctica be harder to reconcile on a flat Earth than on a globe?
No, because we haven't made a claim. Okay, compared to a globe, no, because internal reflection can explain it. So no, not really.
Any thoughts on the other side, or carry on?
Yeah. So when these things come out like internal reflection, that's a claim, number one. That's a claim that there will be no evidence given for, just like the claim that there's currently a dome in the sky. And so there is a double standard here, which is when the globe side makes a claim, we have to give evidence. But when they make claims, they just claim that they're not making claims.
No, we do have evidence. It's called the law of entropy, which you failed to prove against.
I was mentioning your claim that there is reflected suns and a dome.
Yeah, the reason we know we have a dome is the law of entropy. The reason we know we have reflection is because the dome. Ah.
How do you know the dome is a reflective material?
Just like the Bible says.
The Bible says the dome
Crystal
is a
molten
reflective
looking
material.
glass. How do you know it's not a reflective surface?
It doesn't exist, so I can't model it.
That's not my issue. That's yours.
It's actually yours, but that's okay.
No, that's not my issue.
All right,
You
let's-
can't model
let's
it
not
because
do
you
I know
don't
you
believe
are,
it.
what am
Doesn't
I?
make
Come
it
on.
my issue.
We
It just
can't do-
means you're denying reality.
We're not doing Yeah, that's fun. All right, let's carry on, guys. Yeah, that's fun. Thanks, Sunflower, for your super chat. We got a lot of super chats, so we are gonna try to pump through. Davgar says, "Where does a pastor? Sorry, like I said, I'm so tired. My goodness, we were up so late last night. If you didn't see last night's debate, go check it out after this one. It was wild. I will say, it was definitely wild. So Davgar says, where does a pastor get send idiots to Antarctica money? What would happen if you allocated equal funds to help your community?
Yeah, so people don't realize how much I'm actually going to be helping the community, meaning worldwide community, with the final experiment. There's the famous proverb, right? Give a man a fish, you'll feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, you'll feed him for a lifetime, something like that. I am doing the equivalent of that. People don't see that yet, but they will. There's been a common theme that I've seen throughout the final experiment, which I never saw coming. And that is flat earthers have told me literally dozens of times that they're broke and that they don't have money. It's weird. They've volunteered that to me in the context of not being able to join us or not being able to afford to go to Antarctica on their own. And so I think it's possible that wasting time on flat earth, becoming obsessed with flat earth and making it your life actually makes you broke. And so I'm hoping to free flat earthers from that through the final experiment.
Okay, can I just say something? First of all, that's a very bigoted statement to make. Because flat earth, therefore poor. Dude, that is so wrong. How many people are poor globers? Does that now make them poor because they're a glober? The irony.
All I'm saying is I never saw this coming. I never would have thought of it, but it was volunteered to me. And it's just an interesting insight that I've made. And I started thinking about it. When I look at flat earthers content, it's hours and hours and hours and hours and hours long. And I'm like, okay, this does make sense. They're obsessed and they're wasting their life on it. And so if I can free them from that, that's a good thing.
All right, I think we've answered that one.
I think making sustainable jobs will actually feed them, but okay.
Well, let's. I think we've answered Dadgar's question there, and yeah, don't worry about too much censorship. I know Flatzoid's good for a chat. he's had some pretty hot takes from the live audience in the past, so he takes it with grace. LJ says, "Why can't I purchase a ticket to watch a rocket land?"
Is that question for me?
I would imagine from LJ, it is probably for you. Why
So I have
can't
no idea what he's talking about. I'm pretty sure you can watch Rockets Land for free. I will say that the video that Red's Rhetoric made, that again, Keith took 11 frames out of, does show something landing into the ocean, and it shows it actually going behind the curve of the Earth.
I have a question for you. Since I took an inferior mirage away, and once I took the inferior mirage away, it looked, well, before I took it away, it looked like it went behind the curve. Is the question, the inferior mirage, is that the curve, or is the curve the curve?
There actually isn't an inferior mirage because the splash would have been hidden by the mirage as well, but it wasn't. It goes through the entire thing.
Because I removed the inferior mirage. Well done. So in other words, guys, he just conceded the Earth curve is not physical. It's an inferior mirage. Well done.
All right, let's just carry on there, guys. We got lots of questions. Dusty Circuit says, if the Earth is flat, how do you account for satellites? Anyone can test this with a simple $20 SDR and a directional antenna.
Nice. We have what we call satelloons. There's definitely geocentric satellites and things floating up in the sky, but are they in the place that violates natural law? No. So there's definitely satellites. They're just not in space, in a space vacuum.
Any thoughts on the other side? Do you want to carry on?
I've seen Starlink travel across the sky at night, and those are definitely not balloons.
I agree. I never said they were. I said we do have balloons, not they are balloons.
What is Starlink?
Satellites, as you put it, but they're not in space.
Where are they?
By the way, Starlink sucks because I know a lot of flat earthers that have Starlink and they suck with their reception when they're streaming.
If they're not in space, though, where are they?
That felt so genuine.
In the sky.
Flatzoid.
And what's keeping them in the sky 24/7?
Anything can keep it in the sky. How do we know? There's a lot of technology that's not actually available to the public. What about you can have electropropulsion, electromagnetic propulsion? How do you know it's not just linked to the dome? Whatever, it doesn't really matter. It could be quantum locked for all we care. I'm not making a claim what it's doing. All I know is I see stuff in the sky and I don't need to make a claim on what it is or where it's coming from. All I do know is it can't violate natural law, so therefore it's not in space.
All right, that one was for you, so I'll let you close that one out. But yeah, no, I definitely empathize with the I don't know exactly what their internet connection is, but just about anybody when they drop out like that, it's really it's very sad. Anyways, Andrew Johnson, flats. How many meters are there in 35 kilometers?
3,500.
All right, cool. All right, JSS Tiger says, if observation doesn't constitute science, then why do flat earthers use observation of a flat horizon as a default position?
Is that for Duffy?
No, it says, if observation doesn't constitute science, then why do flat earthers use observation of a flat horizon as a default position?
Because a flat horizon is a default position. Because everything you measure off is a flat Earth. Even the globe they base off comes off of a horizontal plane. So by definition, it's literally flat. A horizon as well is a plane circle.
Any thoughts on the other side? Do you want to carry on?
Yeah, the horizon on a globe is a circle as well.
All right, let's just carry on. The grumpy old mechanic says, Flatzoid, what is your evidence that the Roald Amundsen expedition's meticulous observations of the 24-hour sun at the South Pole were faked?
Sorry, say again?
Some of these aren't worded so well, but maybe it was just me. Flatzoid, what is your evidence that the Roald Amundsen expedition's meticulous observations of the 24-hour sun at the South Pole were faked?
I don't know. I've got to look at it. Has anybody got a link for that? Then I can look at it. Maybe I've seen it. Maybe I don't. I don't know.
All right.
But again, it doesn't mean it's faked. Like I said, it just doesn't prove if the Earth is globe or flat.
You're having some trouble there. I'm doing what I can to.
And the funny thing is, it's 20 past 12 at night, and my children are awake. But that's because it's 35 degrees Celsius at the moment, and we're dying of heat.
Oh my. Yeah, not up here. It snowed here in Nova Scotia this morning, my G. All right. Let's see. Vipe says, Flatzoid, which encyclopedia details the impenetrable barrier south of 80 degrees that aircraft keeps crashing into?
Encyclopedia of 1958 talks about the dome, and then the impenetrable barrier was made by explorers like Richard Byrd.
Hold on. Are you saying that airplanes have crashed into a dome at 80 degrees south?
That was apparent testimonials of this, yes.
Huh. I wonder how our plane is going to land at 80 degrees south.
Depends on how you are.
So hopefully we'll see the dome then.
Hopefully. I think that'll be more of a truthful thing. Go and search for the dome instead of look at the sky and determine what's happening on the ground and ignore all the other evidence that it's not a globe.
There's a guy crossing Antarctica right now alone. He'll tell us, but I don't think he's going to run into any domes.
Yeah, it doesn't help that they always, when they get to the South Pole, they make a hard right or left.
He comes out south of New Zealand, and he started south of South America. That doesn't work on any
Which
flat
follows
Earth
the flat Earth map going across. Yes.
No, it doesn't.
Yes. Everybody that's tried to circumnavigate that way
New Zealand.
seems to go to the south, and they.
Where's
Why? Because it follows your globe
Where's the South Pole on here?
away from north.
No, where's the South Pole? You just said everyone that goes to
The
Antarctica
geographic or the
goes to the
geographic,
South Pole and then veers. Where is it?
geographic or the magnetic?
Whichever you want.
Well, they go to the South Pole wherever they placed the South Pole in the south,
Great. The one that they placed, where is it on the map?
in the ice.
So you don't know. It's fine.
Not on that map. I can't show you like that pinpointed, but it's based on latitude and longitude, which is a coordinate system based on the flat Earth topography. Thank you.
All right. Well, hopefully when this is all over, we'll figure out whose dome is indeed an impenetrable barrier. Let's see. Big Daddy Globe says, you can make a model of a donkey Earth and make it work. I think this debate is over. Keep up the good work, Will. Oh my goodness, where's the bag of bread? Let's do it up, guys. All right, let's close out that poll and we'll let you answer the silly chat
What's a
there.
donkey Earth?
Earth that's shaped like a donkey.
Real arse of a planet. No, so go ahead.
And so does that exist?
No, because the point is you can make a model of anything and make it work. It doesn't make the model reality. In other words, it's called a reification fallacy, and that's what your globe is based upon.
If the donkey Earth doesn't exist, you actually can't model it, right? You can't talk about measurements. You can't talk about the boiling temperature of water because it's not real. That's my point.
Okay, I've got a book here. I can model this book out.
Yep, because it's real.
Dimensions, everything, and I can claim that's Earth. Does
No,
it
no.
make it Earth?
You can model the book because it exists.
Yeah, you can model a donkey because a donkey exists.
Correct, but flat Earth doesn't have a model because you can't model something that doesn't
The
exist.
globe doesn't have a model either. You have
Yes.
multiple models for every single thing, just like how things work in reality. Just like flat Earth has multiple models, the globe has multiple models. You don't have one model for everything.
The globe has a model and it makes predictions, which it can do because
Okay.
the globe is real.
Pick up that globe of yours quickly, please. Show me 9.8 meters per second squared gravity there, please.
This is not a life-size model, I'm sorry.
So a model cannot do everything. You don't get one singular model.
When I say
Congratulations.
model, I don't mean a plastic globe.
That's a model, is it not?
That is, yes, but I'm talking about modeling and being able to make predictions.
Okay, so if you have your globe model,
Yes,
can it make anything it wants to?
I don't know what you mean.
You claimed you only need one model for the globe. Can you present this one model for me, please?
Yeah, it depends on what you're talking about. Are you talking about
So it's different
Hold on.
models.
No, it's not. It's the same globe, right? So the globe model can predict a path of totality in Orlando in the year 2045.
No, that's based on the Saros cycle. It's been observed
It's-
for centuries,
It's not.
thousands
okay?
of years. Yes, it has.
Hold on a second. The Saros cycle says nothing about a path of totality over Orlando. You should admit that right now.
Okay, yes, but it's based on cycles, so they're able to base those cycles on what's going to happen, and then they know.
No. The path of totality changes. The cycles might repeat, but the path of totality
the
changes.
cycles repeat.
hold on. The path of totality will be in Orlando in 2045 because it's based on the globe model.
No, not because it's based on, because it cycles.
No.
Yes, yes.
There was no historical eclipse over Orlando that repeats. That's false.
How do you know?
You can go back and look.
How do you know? You guys claim on the globe that the North Star never used to be Polaris, it used to be Thuban.
So
Do you have evidence for that?
it's okay. We're gonna keep making predictions because the globe is real and the predictions will keep coming true. I'm still waiting for a single globe prediction that flat earthers can say will not come true. Still waiting for one.
Okay. I can.
What is it?
Aliens won't come.
That's not a globe prediction. That has nothing
Yes,
to do
it
with the
is.
globe. No, that has nothing
Yes,
to do
it
with the
does.
globe.
That's got everything to do with the globe because you guys
Globe-
claim there's space aliens because globe in space. There we
Globe
go.
predictions have dates and times and geographic locations attached to them. That's a globe prediction.
Okay, can you show how the globe works with God stopping the sun and the moon in the sky in Joshua 10?
That's not a prediction.
Yes, it's actually shown to have happened.
Yeah,
There's
but
a missing day. There's
I
literally a
just-
missing day in history.
It's okay. I think you just proved that you can't name a single globe prediction that won't come true.
I just did.
What?
Your globe cannot account for a day missing in history.
That's not a prediction. I'm talking about the future.
That shows your globe to be false because it cannot predict why it was not shown.
Okay, it's not a prediction, but that's okay.
Yes, it is. Can you predict using your globe on why the day's missing?
That's a past event. I'm talking about future events that the globe predicts, like the eclipse path of totality in 2045.
It's a cycle. What
No,
more
it's
can I
not.
tell you?
There is no
Yes, it
cycle
is.
that says there's always going to be a path of totality in Orlando. That's false. You should just admit this and just be honest about this.
Does it follow a cycle or not?
The day is a cycle. The path of totality is not. Just please don't misrepresent the globe model.
And wait. The path is following a cycle as it's moving along as well, correct?
Only on the globe.
No, not only on a globe. A cycle repeats itself with a pattern. So that pattern of the path of totality is moving in cycling.
No, the path of totality has no pattern whatsoever.
Keep telling yourself that. Okay, next
Okay,
one.
make a video showing us the path of totality pattern, and I will publicly admit I'm wrong, but you can't because there is no pattern.
All right.
1 year here, next year here, the next year there. There we go. It's following a pattern and moving across the plane.
No, it's not.
Okay.
All right,
Next.
let's
Ryan,
move
because
on.
this guy's just
And
going in circles.
I do want to close out our poll here. So with over 1,000 votes, I'm closing it out. We have, will there be a 24-hour sun in Antarctica? 71% of our audience voted yes, so that will win that poll there. 20% voted no, and then 9% said that they don't believe in the sun. So we're going to put up my classic poll, which is it flat? Is it a globe or is it a loaf of bread? So stay tuned for that. But I'm going to ask that next question. Cue the our speakers up, and then I'll get that up for you, our live audience. So thank you to our live audience because they're digging this, guys. Like there's so many questions. Yeah, lots of curiosity. What's going on here?
It's a flat loaf of bread, to let you know.
Flat loaf of bread. Oh boy, no unleavened bread. Okay, yeah, no yeast, right? Yeah, no, it's all good. All right, let's see. JSS Tiger, Flatzoid. If you don't feel any burden, you may as well sit and watch Flat Earth flounder. Are you okay with that? I'm not sure what that
There's
is.
no flat earth founding. You see, the issue is if someone makes a claim and they're not able to back it up, and then they want to reverse the burden onto the person pointing out that they can't back it up, doesn't make me wrong. It just means they aren't able to back their claim up. And that's what flat earth's about, actually. Showing the globe claims a lot of things, which goes against reality, which shows it's not a globe.
All right, let's just try to keep pushing forward here. We got a lot of questions. We still have 35 minutes on our clock. So the boy Lambert says, Flatzoid, please demonstrate how a 24-hour sun would prove a flat Earth.
It doesn't prove a flat earth or a globe. That's why it's a false dichotomy.
All right, next one,
But
Jay
you
says. Oh, sorry.
But you
Go
did say it's evidence for a globe. I want to make sure the record is clear here. Keith said that a 24-hour sun in Antarctica is evidence that we live on a
Yes.
globe. I'm
Yes,
very
and
happy.
it would
I'm
be-
very
and
happy with
evidence-
that.
And evidence for a flat earth. So therefore,
No.
it doesn't matter. It's a false dichotomy. It doesn't matter if there's a 24-hour sun or not, because it doesn't disprove one or the other. The only thing that can be disproven is a globe.
It's not evidence for a flat Earth because the flat Earth doesn't predict it.
How? How is it not evidence for a flat Earth? Tell me. You still haven't told me how it's not evidence for a flat Earth if we see a 24-hour sun there.
Because you nor any other flat earther has shown how a 24-hour sun in Antarctica could
Internal
work.
reflection.
Hold on one second.
Many
Flatzoid.
demonstrations been done.
Let's let him respond. I haven't had to put anybody on mute, so let's let Will unpack and I'll let you respond.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, no one has shown how a 24-hour sun in Antarctica would work on a flat Earth. And just to prepare you, because you're making some pretty bold statements, which I love, is we already have a way to test if the sun we're seeing is a reflection or not. And so if you're confident that it could work as a reflection, you should admit that if we prove it's not a reflection, that flat Earth is wrong and that you're wrong.
And what if there's more than one sun?
You said you believe the Bible when it says there's only one sun.
That's what I believe, but there's many flat earthers that believe there's two suns. This
Yeah,
is my
so-
whole point. Not all flat earthers have the same belief of
We
the
will
flat Earth.
be.
But we
taking-
do share, but we do share the same belief in that the globe has been shown false.
We will be taking pictures of sunspots around the entire world, so we'll be able to show that there's not a second sun as well.
All right, let's carry on. JSS Tiger says, Flatzoid, you originally said there isn't a 24-hour sun. Now you say you don't believe it. So I think we just clarified a little bit about your statement just now. So hopefully that answers your question, JSS Tiger. We got so many questions. I want to carry on. Bitter Truth, Doctor, how fast sun is orbiting Earth? Where is the... Doctor, how fast is the sun orbiting Earth? Okay, let's
That's probably Duffy
clean it up.
because we don't have orbiting.
No, that's your model.
No, we don't have orbiting. Orbiting requires falling at a
He's
parabolic
asking,
rate.
okay, all he means is how fast does the sun move in your model?
15 degrees an hour. There we go.
So it changes speed because it has to cover different distances?
Like I said, how do you know where the sun is? How do you know what the sun is?
All right, let's carry on. Flat Earth Dave Interviews 2 says, the video with the watch starts with no snow on the mountain, and then there's snow 2 seconds later. Provably edited. I think
False.
that's for you.
That's false. The video that has no sun on the mountain was taken by Anthony Powell at Scott Base. And he filmed the 24-hour sun, which flat earthers don't understand how hard it is. Go try to film anything for 24 hours. Especially in Antarctica, it's extremely hard. So he did the 24-hour sun film, which he's released unedited. Flat earthers will not acknowledge this. Keith, would you play the unedited footage from Anthony Powell of the 24-hour sun on your channel, yes or no?
Yes, I will.
Okay, I'm going to send it to you. Thank you so much for doing that.
100%.
So he's released the unedited footage. When they were making the documentary, they said, Anthony, we need you to tell us what we're looking at and what this is. And it was a different part of the season. So he went back on the roof and said, hey guys, I'm filming the 24-hour sun. It's midnight here. That's why there was a difference in the background. If flat earthers were true researchers, they would reach out to guys like Anthony Powell, who are very friendly and will explain things to you, which I did.
All right, let's carry on. The Grumpy Old Mechanic says, Flatzoid, why are you afraid to take 500 from me for a couple hours of reading abstracts?
Now you know why I block trolls, because this guy gets the same answer, says the same thing over and over. I'm not even going to answer the guy anymore.
I'll take $500, Grumpy Old Mechanic. You can read
I told him I'll take it.
anytime.
The guy just ignores it, and then the next day he says the same thing again.
All
I
right.
can't say, yes, I'll do it every single day. So this is why guys like that is not worth my time.
All right, let's just carry on. Phoenix Rising 86 says, the illusion is over. You all failed God and death, a lot of babies. I don't know what's going on with your guys' super
Sounds
chat.
more like a statement.
The miracle of the life in the womb turned graveyard Duffy. I'll see you later personally. From God. Okay, so thanks for that. That's great. Big Daddy Globe says, Flatzoid, stop with the false dichotomy bullcrap. You explicitly said there's no 24-hour sun. You've been exposed and are now grasping at anything. All right, anything to say to Big Daddy Globe?
Okay, again, it's a false dichotomy because it doesn't prove or disprove anything. Therefore, false dichotomy. I still stick with, I don't think there's a 24-hour sun. The only thing I would do would change my mind is if they do see a 24-hour sun, is that it shows a 24-hour sun. Does it disprove a flat earth? No.
All right, let's just carry on. I'm just checking out the live chat, making sure everybody's behaving themselves. But yeah, let's ask the next question. So, Phoenix Rising says, Big Daddy Globe Boy, grow up, projecting poop emoji. Okay, well, another objective super chat. Thanks for that. You got your couple seconds there of fame. That one random says, can you have Professor Dave on again versus Flatzoid?
Yay!
I think that'd be fun. I haven't actually gotten to host Professor Dave or even interact, so I think that'd be a lot of fun. I've met most of the people in the sphere, but that's always in the back pocket. Hopefully we can arrange something down the road.
Apparently my channel's too small, so you guys are gonna have to help me to get a bigger channel so you can debate me.
A1. Well, I will say, actually, it just reminded me, I will remind our audience that if you like what you're hearing from either of our speakers, we are going to tag their links in the description of this debate. And if you're also listening on podcast forum, there'll be all the tags will be in the description there as well. But if you do want to catch them live, if you're listening on podcast right now, you do have to subscribe to the Modern Day Debate YouTube channel. That way you can ask questions and interact with the speakers on screen. This is where we do the live. All right. So Daniel Garuk says, so Flats, according to your answers, we expect to see reflections, not the actual sun.
I said it's a possibility.
All right, let's carry on. Cody Payne says, Flatzoid, if the sun is reflected off the dome, but the actual sun is too far away to see, why isn't it too small to see the reflection?
Say it again.
All right, so if the sun is reflected off the dome, but the actual sun is too far away to see, why isn't it too small to see the reflection?
Internal reflection. I don't know if you guys watched a video recently by Veritasium, where he took a sphere, glass sphere, and he pointed a laser at it to try and show rainbows working. The angle will show why you see it the way you do.
Did you want to respond there or carry on?
Nope.
No.
All right, we'll just carry on with the super chats. Thank you to our live audience. We're about halfway down now. So Wesley Grandillard says, Grandillard? Oh, I'm so sorry. I just butchered your name. I totally know it. Will, please read the text in the bottom right of your Gleason's map regarding the December solstice. Flats, do you agree with what Will reads? So, yeah, if you have that handy, if you want to read that out.
I do. Flatzoid, do you know what's in the bottom right of the Gleason's map? I'm curious.
Read it.
Well, no, before I read it, are you aware of what it says in the bottom right corner?
I know in the top it says scientifically and accurate. And the bottom right, you're talking about the scale bar.
No, the bottom right where it says December solstice.
Oh, yeah. What about it?
Yeah, the Gleason's map actually says there's no 24-hour sun. It says on December 21st, the sun moves around the Tropic of Capricorn and during the day lights up the southern portion of the Earth from the Arctic Circle to some portion of Antarctic ice. Here's the key line. There is no sunlight beyond 80 degrees south, but only unknown regions of ice.
Nice.
No sunlight.
Nice. And again, does that mean flat Earth or not?
No, but what it means is that the guy who created this map, the actual creator of this map, Gleason, Alexander Gleason, he knows that a 24-hour sun is not possible on this map. And so if we see a 24-hour sun in Antarctica, we should all throw this map away.
Did he ever look into internal reflections with this?
Internal reflections are not gonna solve this, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, the thing is now, a Mercator map is not perfect. Does that mean it's not a globe now because a Mercator map's not perfect?
A Mercator map comes from the globe.
Is the Mercator map perfect?
No.
There you go. So not a globe then.
I think we've entertained this one long enough. Let's carry on. Shovelhead Steve says, make dumbass prove editing of videos. Not sure.
You guys can go and search it. There's many people that have looked through a lot of these videos and showed them edited. So if you want to, just go and search.
Any thoughts on the other side, or do we want to just push?
Yes, I don't believe that's true, Keith, unfortunately. So I will watch for you to show these edits because there's only one. I've contacted both individuals that are responsible for the majority of the 24-hour sun videos in Antarctica, and they're just not edited at all. Robert Schwartz took one at the South Pole with 0 edits in it.
All right, Frode
Nice.
Nace says, Flatzoid, do you not answer questions because you know that you will be wrong, and will not make prediction because you know they will not hold water? That's from Frode Nace.
No. I do answer. I don't make claims because it's not my burden to prove. The point is, the claims coming from the globe side. I'm just pointing out how it's not true. The claim I do make is we are on a flat Earth, and these are the reasons we're on a flat Earth, and this is the reason it's not a globe. And I stick to those claims. And I'm sticking to the same claim that this whole experiment is not scientific and it's a false dichotomy, and it's not there to prove anything other than globers who have issues with their belief system in the globe.
All right.
I'll just say this one more time quickly. Flat Earth doesn't have a model because you can't model something that
either.
doesn't exist.
You either. You don't have a model. Just like you have models, we have models.
All right, Big Daddy Globe says, Ryan, you got to reel this one in, man. I'm doing what I can. I
He's
don't know what he
doing good.
means. I don't know what you mean by reel it
Ryan's
in.
doing awesome, man.
Actually, this came in, I think, right around when it was right after I'd said, we can have a theological debate, down the road. I think that would be interesting since you guys you really seem to have some fire under your ears for that one. So let's ask that next super chat. Young God Creationist says, question theoretical, the Bible would be false too? What is QTWD? What's that stand for? Hold on. I'm not up on my lingo.
Question for me.
Oh, sorry. That's okay. Yeah. All right. Question for, Will Duffy. All right. Theoretically, the Bible could be falsified too. Hey, it's their first super chat. Thanks so much.
I think, yes, I think the Bible could be falsified. How? I'm not sure at the moment, but I think absolutely it could.
All right, let's just ask the next question because it's for you, Flatzoid. Also a first super chat, so thank you. Lots of new interest in the discussions happening on Modern Day Debate. I don't know if you guys heard earlier, we're actually having another debate tonight, and then Alex Connor's going to be on with Stuart and Cliff Neckley. So yeah, you don't want to miss out that. I'm sorry for forgetting your partner's name. I don't have it up right now. So, oh gee, don't quote me out of context there, guys. Conspiracy Music says, Flatzoid, now that you've definitely heard it multiple times, what do you think about the hit song Optical, Not Physical?
I haven't heard it because it's a troll channel, which I don't watch. So it doesn't matter how much times the people send me the link, I'm not going to watch it because I don't watch that guy's stuff.
No jamming.
And by the way, if you guys want to know, the guy's
Optical.
literally just dedicated a channel to me.
All right, let's ask the next question. Phoenix Rising says, Duffy, the windows are galaxies. You are trapped.
Okay, cool.
I'm not sure.
I don't know what that means, but
They
that's fine.
put a little rainbow and then a peace icon.
Okay.
If that helps. I don't know. We're doing what we can, Phoenix Rising. Thanks for your support. JSS Tiger says, Flatzoid, you said no evidence for gravity. Cavendish, Eddington, and more. I think I
Been
read
through
that
this
right.
many times. There's no independent variable and dependent variable for the Cavendish. And Cavendish is a demonstration, not an experiment. And it has multiple claims, which actually just says gravity causes gravity at the end of the day.
All right, you got it. Let's carry into Megan Marie's question. I can't wait for the final experiment to prove the globe. Thank you for creating this experiment, but I think it's insane that this experiment has to be a thing in 2024. That's from Megan Marie. Did you want to say anything to Megan there, Will?
Yeah, I agree. It's one of the reasons I created this is I don't think we should be spending any time debating the shape of the world we live on. And hopefully I can put that to rest and we can all spend our time making this world a better place.
All right, next one coming in from Dr. Mantis Toboggan. Will, why do you think Keith was sweating so much during this debate? Oh, Dr. Mantis, aren't you just stop beating him. He's dead already, he says. Oh, boy.
I'm going to take a guess that it's because he is in his summer because he's in the southern hemisphere.
It's because it's 30 degrees Celsius now at 1:45 in the morning because we have a heat wave and it was 50 degrees Celsius the whole day. And if you look nicely, I'm actually sunburned to a crisp.
Oh no. Yeah, no, I lobster up as soon as that sun hits
That's
me.
why I'm wearing red, so it takes the red off of my skin.
Oh, see, you know you're color coordinated. I don't pay attention to that stuff. I just wake up and dad it up. All right, Bob says Flatzoid could be faking his position on flat Earth, so he's probably actually a glober. See how easy that is? Worthless argument. I think they're making a meta
No, I can guarantee you I'm
analysis of what
definitely a
you've
flat
put up.
earther.
If Flatzoid was the one offered a free trip to Antarctica and he accepted it, then all flat earthers would have turned against him and called him a shill. That's what we've seen.
Well, I wouldn't waste my time and leave my nice family alone to go freeze my tits off for a false dichotomy.
At the beginning of your opening statement, didn't you say science was about, doing tests and exploration?
Can we quickly go through that for 5 minutes, if you don't mind? Can you
Well,
tell me what's the
no.
scientific hypothesis for it then, please?
You just said you don't want to leave your house to go explore the world. I mean, if
No,
you
no,
if
no.
you
I got
actually
I got a
believe,
vacation with my family. I don't need to go and leave my family to go to a ice place where I just need to freeze my
Hey.
tits off to look at the sun and not prove anything because, like I said, it's a false dichotomy.
If I believed in a dome, which I don't, and if I believed in this dome and there was zero evidence for it, man, I would really want to get to Antarctica to try to find it. But hey, that's just me.
Are you allowed to go and see how far you can go to look at this dome in Antarctica?
I'm saying if I believed in a dome, I would want to go find it, but you
Why
guys
don't you
don't
make
want
that?
to. You guys
Do
don't
that
want
as
to
your
get
next
cold.
experiment.
You don't want to
Do
get
that as
cold.
do that as your next experiment. Send flat earthers to look for the dome in Antarctica. How's that?
I don't believe there's a dome, so why would I look for it? Sorry.
So you can send people to look at the sun, which doesn't prove anything, but you won't send them to go look for a dome which proves something. Okay.
All right, super
Hey.
chats are flying there, fellas. So let's push it forward. But it doesn't sound like regardless of what you choose there, Flatzoid, you're gonna have one extreme or the other. So
The whole time.
there's no winning on the weather for you. All right, so
Nah.
Bob says Flatzoid. Sorry, we just read that one. Thanks, Bob. X Forbidden One says Flatzoid. I firmly also a first super chat. Oh wow, well, like I said, lots of new faces popping into. Like I say, grill the person on screen. Every time I say that, another 3 pop in. I gotta behave myself. We'll be here all day. I firmly believe you are not Christian based on your pathological lying and constant burden of proof reversal fallacies. You have the burden from both claiming it's flat and going against the census. Fail more.
First of all, these people keep saying I'm lying, which they still haven't shown me lying, which is weird. I stick to what I say. And yes, I'm definitely a Christian. Jesus died for my sins. I accept him for my sins, to die for my sins, and I have here by grace. And I do follow what the Bible says. So that makes me a Christian as far as I know. And as for these unfounded claims of lies and grifting and stuff, have you noticed that's all they ever say without providing evidence for it?
Well, I'm no gatekeeper, so I'm not. We're going to move on from there. You guys behave in the old live chat there, all right? But thanks for your support. Ask him how he learned about the crust of the Earth and his claim of when he got into flat Earth. I interviewed him with Butters and Sovsoul.
Who is this?
Ironwork.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I remember our interview. Okay, so I got into flat Earth in August of 2021 when my friend Wendy posted about it on Facebook. That's when I knew it was a real thing. Someone I was close to believed in it, and that people are making videos and spending an obscene number of hours on it. Is that good?
Yeah, let's just carry on. But thank you so much for answering the question there, Will. And once again,
Can I ask a question? There's
yeah,
a lot
if
of
we
people
make
that
it quick.
believe in aliens or Bigfoot that spend insane amounts of time on that. Why don't you have an issue with that?
I do. I just haven't met any of them yet, and none of them are in my circles.
What are you gonna do? I was gonna say if you start meeting people, oh my goodness, look what he's doing right now. Yeah, no, I'm just picking. All right, so Matthew Vicendez says, is the final experiment going into orbit?
Would that convince Keith
What do you mean?
if you went into
How will
orbit?
it convince me? Let's say I go in the Blue Origin. It goes up high enough and then it just falls. It's not going into space. It's still in Earth's atmosphere.
If you went up and saw the spherical Earth with your own eyes, would that change your mind?
There's no spherical Earth curve. If you look at the windows of the design, it shows how it literally takes form with the Windows shape. I've actually showed this where it shows flat at the top, and as it's going with the window, it's
So
curving.
no. Okay, so no.
It's,
Seeing the
let's
Earth.
just put it this way. Let's just put it this way. It cannot show it to be curved because it's taking shape of the window. Just like if you climb in a cockpit of a Mirage, the window shape causes things to refract.
All right, next one. Phoenix Rising says, question for Duffy. How will you feel when you meet God?
I can't wait.
Amen.
All right. Theodore Paul says, Flatzoid, you don't understand thermodynamics. If you did, you should understand the Earth can hold its atmosphere, and yes, you can't have a model of non-existent things.
Again, no, you don't understand. Great statement, man.
All right, Rodman says, is Flatzoid going to answer Will's 3 questions?
I already did.
All right. I'll bounce that over to Will. So if there was anything from your 3 opening parts that you wanted to hammer out just for a second here for the super chatter, or we can just carry on.
Yeah, the answers weren't great. The third question was, what do you predict the sun will do in Antarctica? I don't think we got an answer to that, did we?
We did. I said I don't predict the 24-hour sun because that's what I believe.
No. What do you predict it will do? Not what do you predict it will not do? What do you
I don't
predict the
know.
sun
I
will
can't
do?
make a prediction on what it will do because I believe
Correct.
it's not there. So in other words, my prediction is I don't think there'll be a 24-hour sun. But if
But
there
you-
is, all I will do is change my mind that there's a 24-hour sun, but it doesn't change flat or globe.
Yeah, but you won't tell us what you think the sun will actually do.
I don't think it will show, it would go down below the horizon. That's what I think will do. In other words, it will set.
I
Is
didn't
that-
know.
Can I make
Yeah.
it any clearer?
Well, yeah, that's cool. Down below the horizon is a globe thing, but that's cool.
No. That's a flat earth thing too. We can show demonstrations on flat surfaces. I've got many demonstrations on my channel. Many flat earther channels can show demonstrations of this. It's an
When you-
optical effect.
When you do the demonstrations, is the object resting on the table?
Over the table.
It's not resting on the table.
On top of the table. I
Yeah,
even
but
give a
it's-
reference to show
it's-
it's on top of the table.
Hold on. It's touching the table?
On top, over. I take an aluminium flat base with a bolt, okay? And I take caps and I place them in reference. You can see the caps look like they're going down. And that bolt at the end that's painted on the red on the bottom vanishes. There's nothing there because of diffraction. And I
Yeah.
show the reference of my camera above there because I got a bolt next to it. We can
It's-
do this with refraction as well.
It's not valid because the sun is not resting on the earth. So you're going to have to do a
I
different.
never said the
demonstration.
sun's. You said things can't go below the horizon on the flat Earth. Was
The
that not what you
sun.
said? The sun can. It's called lensing. It's called perspective. It's called diffraction. It's called angles limited. It's called foreshortening. Things have limits, man.
All right, final
Just
thoughts on
model
this.
it where something's not resting on the table.
I can. You can even
No.
go to Rob Skiba's channel and you can see where he shows the Fresnel lens and he shows the sun going below. It's all optical, man. We can show different demonstrations non-stop doing the same thing.
A1. Let's carry on. Phoenix Rising 86 says, to the host, I'll see you personally too. From God. Oh my goodness, is my mirror talking to me? No, just pick it. All right. Godzilla says, great savings idea, great dollar savings idea. Just show the video of the 24-hour sun that you claim to have and end this. But you can't, can you? William McBluffy. Ooh. That's
Yeah, because I've got a
Wow.
question on that as well. If it was shown to be true, why do you need to go and spend money to show it?
Because you guys won't accept it.
You say you're going to send me an unedited video, so I can accept it off the unedited video, can't I?
Yeah, will you accept it?
Yes, if it's unedited.
Okay, great. I'm going to send you at least 2 unedited videos.
Great.
all right.
Awesome.
Well, once again, sounds like we'll have some more unpacking down the road. So, yeah, keep us posted here at Modern Day Debate there, gents, on what you guys are up to in your own spaces. And like I said, we'd like to have you back and maybe unpack some more as...
I'd like to do a biblical debate with Duffy. I think that'll be great.
Oh, I would agree. That would be fun, too. But, yeah, there's definitely room to revisit this after y'all, return, get yourself settled, and then... yeah, hit us up. Tiny Captain says, Flatzoid, what is the lowest pressure in the pressure gradient of the atmosphere according to you? You banned me twice due to this question.
I haven't banned you. Notice that mods will do something if you actually cross the line. They first warn and then they ban. So don't play victim if you cross the line. Secondly, I don't know. It would be about 10 to the minus 11, maybe. But still in the same system, it doesn't really matter. The point is, it's still the same system. According to the globe, you got two separate systems. One is a high pressure system, one is a low pressure system. The reason you have pressure gradients means you have containment.
All right, Roger Ledwell says, I asked you, Duffy, myself. You told me if I could raise the funds, I could go. Never heard back from you, just like your emails.
So yeah, if I've told a lot of people if you can raise the funds, then you can go. So why didn't he raise the funds?
Yeah, I was gonna say, send a message, Roger. I mean, I don't know what you guys what your history is, but yeah, we're just gonna carry on. The boy Lambert says, Flatzoid, are you saying that physical railway tracks optically converge while optical rays of light physically converge?
Okay, if you take a point source of light that's a sphere, light is physically going in all directions. That's called diverging rays. A railway track is parallel with each other physically. They appear to converge due to perspective.
All right. Conspiracy Music says, yeah, Flats, I was banned from your channel by saying, hi, chat, your channel is the most restrictive channel on YouTube.
I've
Wow,
heard
it's
that
amazing
too.
that they keep claiming I am banning them.
You could easily go into your YouTube settings, Keith, and you could show the list of all the people you've banned.
You
but
know,
it's
you
easy.
know how much times I've actually unbanned everybody, and then I get people going in again with 30 sock accounts to literally just insult and play victim like these guys. Do you realize that because they're all just saying, you are banning me, is showing they are literally just coming to cry because they crossed the line? It means they're showing their trolls.
I'm gonna whack all these out then. Oh boy, I say the worst things. I say the darndest things. We're gonna get all these out of the way right now. Tiny Captain says,
And wait, I also want to point out, how do you know they're even banned? Did they show you they're banned, or are you just believing them?
well,
Because a lot of these
these
people
are
I
just
don't
super
even
chats.
heard of.
Yeah, these are just super
Yeah.
chats. So if you recognize their names, but like I say,
Cool.
you're welcome to engage with them or just say pass. So Tiny Captain says you also banned me for confirming my profession. Theodore
No,
Paul
I haven't.
said,
That's a lie.
perspiration is not your friend, Flatzoid. Yes, that's great.
Not
Let's
at this
see.
moment.
I was gonna say, oh man, we had some bad heat waves here in the summertime. I'll tell you. For us, yeah, no, it was no good. Let me just comb here to Flatzoid, which has more evidence: the dome or the flying spaghetti monster.
The dome.
All right, we'll just bang a few more out quick. Flatzoid, how many meters are in 35 kilometers again?
350,000. I think I misspoke.
I think both of those are wrong, by the way. You said 3,500 and then you said 350,000. I think it's actually 35,000.
35,000. Oh, 35,000, yeah.
No worries. Let's see. Flatzoid, Encyclopedia Americana of 1985 mentioned domes as geologic features, not a firmament. You lie.
No, that's the 1980. The dome ones came before. 1958.
All right. Other strange ones. Danny Diesel says, "Are you pooping in diapers while intense?" What is going on with this?
I don't think so. They got a toilet, dude.
I don't understand.
Come on.
What is going on, Danny Diesel? I just don't understand. You know what else is intense though? Camping. All right. Let's see. The grumpy old mechanic. Atmospheric pressure decreases with altitude. At what altitude does it stop decreasing?
Who says it stops decreasing?
All right. Let me just scroll down a bit more, see what else we might have. All right, quick, and
The
then
thing
we'll go
is,
back
you
up.
can't claim it stops decreasing because that will again be a violation of natural law because you can't have nothing. There has to be something.
All right. And Big Daddy Globe said, "Will killed it. Please come back to modern day debate." Well, we extend the invitation out if you're interested in debating any other people on modern day debate. You know some of the names we have. So
I will be back.
Awesome. Well, that's great. Our live chat will be happy to hear. It's been a lot of fun. And let me just see if we got any other ones we can just whack it at the park here. Theodore Paul says 35,000 meters. You numpty. Oh my, well, thank you for your support. Godzilla says, Flat Earth, tell us again how many meters in 35 kilometers. What else do we got here? Just get through these ones, and then we'll get back to some that are a little bit more on point.
One thing I
Kevcroft,
have to say, it's good they're giving a lot of super chats. Keep them coming.
They are very interested, and they really want to know about your thoughts about 35 kilometers. All right. All right, so I see the sun going under the Earth, Flatzoid.
No, it doesn't. You see the sun going below the horizon, which is an apparent position. You don't see it going under the Earth. That is a lie.
Flatzoid, my truck windshield is curved. Is reality distorted while I drive?
If you look on the edges of your truck, if it's curved enough, yes, you'll see distortion. This is how lenses work, refraction works. Refraction works with light rays meeting at an incident angle, which gives a refracted angle.
All right, let's just scroll back up. Let's see, Ryan also said, will D be back on Modern Day Debate? Enjoyed this so far. So hopefully you're still enjoying it, my fellow Ryan, out there making your way. It's tough out there for Ryans these days. All right, let's see. We're just trying to comb through those ones that I just went through. Phoenix Rising says, Jesus was closest to God, a ghost, the Lord of Spirits, and I am farthest from. 66.6% in Father, and I am the other 33.3% of Infinity. This show is poop emoji. Thank you, Phoenix Rising. Yeah, I read it. You paid for it. That's what you get. All right. JSS Tiger says, we read that one. Laddie Whido says, Flatzoid. Another one for 35 kilometers. My G. And that's a first super chat.
35,000. There we go. I misspoke. Thank you very much.
Oh, they're
Thank you all
busy.
for correcting me.
You got that. All right. JSS Tiger. Thank you for your super chat. We actually managed to comb through quite a few of them there. The Grumpy Old Mechanic says, atmospheric pressure decreases with altitude. At what altitude does it stop decreasing? I might have read that one already.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. MTuck. Some of these are similar too. You know, I've hosted quite a few of these, like maybe 2 or 3. So sometimes these seem similar. MTuck, Flatzoid, God bless you, brother. But when you stand before God, good luck explaining how you wasted your time and sowed division among believers and non-believers alike over a nonsensical subject. So, would you like to defend yourself against MTuck?
First of all, it doesn't sound like he's a Christian because he wouldn't make that declaration. Second of all, no, I don't sow discourse. Do I say you're not a Christian because you're globe believer? No. It's the other way around, though, which is really odd.
All right, couple other on point ones, if you will. Sense my sarcasm. Blako says, a Flurf thinks the model is like a toy car model. That's their third super chat on stream. I don't know what's going on with you guys. You're all having fun too.
No,
that's good. They're having fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right,
No, I was just making a point with the model, that's all.
No worries. Phoenix Rising 86 says, I'm glad for the afterlife where Weasel become our toys. Devil emoji. Okay. Your guess is as good as mine, people. I don't know what's going on here. Flatzoid, you need to retire after this. Yikes. Astro Kate Sathack says, thanks, Will. I know several people who have been to space. Flurfs call them liars and deceivers. I love my friends, and I appreciate your honesty. So, just somebody giving you a huzzah in the chat. We appreciate those too. It's always nice just to have support for the speakers on screen. Once again, they are linked in our live description. I've only got a minute left on the timer and just a few more questions if you guys don't mind humoring these for just 1 second. So, Electric Eye, great Judas Priest song, says, Flatzoid, if you won't make predictions, refuse to answer simple questions, have no model, and you won't commit to any of your own concepts or ideas, why are you even here? You have nothing to offer in this conversation.
Weird, because I did answer things and I did make a prediction. Just because it's not what they like, therefore I didn't answer and didn't make a prediction. That's called that statement's a lie then.
All right, Godzilla says, Flatzoid, are there any flat earth scientists working on a flat earth model where we can replicate what happens in reality?
All scientists work on things, but the problem with the globe is it's based on pseudoscience. There's no science for the globe because it's not testable.
All right, M-Tuck, thanks for your second super chat there. Flatzoid, honestly, how does it ultimately matter? Flat versus globe. Surely Christ's words and actions are what matter most.
Doesn't matter.
Shouldn't we focus on following him?
Where did I say it matters? Again, I haven't said it matters, did I?
All right. Heaven Stalking says, let's compare. Globe can predict 24-hour sun. Flirts have to invoke a second sun. Which sounds more plausible?
Don't have to evoke. Reflection. There's so many different ways you can have it. What is the sun? Where is the sun? We don't know. But there is a model that does make a claim, and that's the only one that can be disproven.
All right. Iron Work has another comment to you there, Will. So he says Duffy doesn't address that based off of a rigid body. NASA never models a curved moving Earth. Duffy got ate alive by Sov and Butters on my channel.
So again, man, I hate this, but the flat Earth side is actually not familiar with NASA. They're not familiar with the globe model. They make, false statements all the time. NASA does model a curved moving Earth. Look into JPL Ephemeris. It's the Jet Propulsion Lab. They absolutely do this. So again, maybe spend more time understanding your opponents, and then the arguments will be better.
All right. So Flurf Herder put in a $5 super chat, but there was no question attached. So thank you for the support, Flurf Herder. All right. Free speech as, but if it's round or a globe, then I think you all should go from South America to Australia via South Pole. Globers believe in fake moon landings too.
You do know you can go to the South Pole too from Cape Town. A lot of people take the trips down to Antarctica from Cape Town too. Doesn't really matter where you're going. They're just going from Argentina.
Okay, so that just disproved this model. That's why, Keith, I was asking you where the South Pole is because people go from South America to the South Pole. They go from New Zealand and Australia to the South Pole, and they go from South Africa to the South Pole. On a flat Earth, that's going south, the opposite of north. They're going in different directions, and they all end up in the exact same place.
And does it take different amounts of times to get there?
Almost the same.
But different amounts of times?
Maybe like an hour difference.
And could they have multiple South Poles?
No, because they all meet at the same place, and there's a building there.
So they can't have multiple of the same things in different locations. Okay.
I'm telling you that there isn't.
You're just making a claim again.
All right, Jay says
just saying something doesn't make it true. That's my whole point. There's so many things that can show it's not true, but just because you say it is, it doesn't make it so.
All right, let's get into the next one. JSS Tiger follows up and says, my truck windshield is curved. Is reality distorted while I drive?
It's always distorted. It's called refraction.
Reality is never distorted. That's the right answer to that question.
All right. Sensual Goat says, subscribe to Nathan Oakley 1980 to keep up to date with Flat Earth debates, a place where Will's lies and fallacies are displayed. Do you want to defend yourself there, or do you want to carry on there, Will?
I do want to defend myself, yeah. In all of my time in this Flat Earth community, the person who I've seen who's treated other human beings the worst by far is Nathan Oakley, by far. And that includes verbal abuse, very severe verbal abuse after telling people not to swear on his channel. And it also involves physical abuse of a child, which was caught on camera. A little girl was slapped on camera on Nathan Oakley's show. There's some debate
you
about...
don't need to bring stuff like that up. That's a bit...
There's some debate about...
a line, man.
We are going to open up a new can of worms, yeah, if we keep that one going. But yeah,
it's on YouTube. People can hear it.
Yeah, I do. Like I said, I do want to give you a chance to defend yourself. I know that there can be quite some, what should I say, heated beef between some of the people here that we have a modern day debate. And I know we're a little over time, so, but yeah, it's a little off brand. So I will just carry on there. Kev Croft says, Flatzoid, go up 500 meters and the air pressure is measurably less. Why doesn't the higher pressure air at sea levels equalize?
Thermodynamic.
All right, next one.
Indices. So anyway, it's temperature, pressure, and volume.
All right, next one, and I'm gonna warn our audience after I have all the super chats that I'm taking right now. If you put in a super chat, we're just gonna have to. You can email us at moderndaydebate@gmail.com, or if not, we appreciate your support. Let us know next stream, and we'll ask a question pro bono. Okay, so Matthew Vicendez says, is Flatzoid. If you were in orbit and saw the Earth as a globe, you still think the Earth is a flat plane and not believe in God?
I think I've answered that already.
I think they're saying, would you not believe in God? Once
I
again,
don't know what God has got to do with that.
I think yeah, we can get into that another time, guys. But thank you so much, Matthew. Run Boston Bear says the truth is worth pursuing, and it's not a waste of time. It also has a potential of setting people free from deceptions. I'm proud of everyone honestly seeking. Well, that's great, Run Boston Bear. Thanks for being here and your contributions. It's good to get the ideas out on the table and know how things are evolving, right? Because arguments change, and that's why we're modern day debate. Right. So Judge Rightly says, Judge Rightly, bad drivers of the lower 48. That's quite the name. Question for Will: did you consider bringing up the Himawari 9 images for this debate? I think it would put to rest the claim that it's just something from a modeling department. No.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. The Himawari 9 is one of the things that I felt was definitive proof we live on a globe. It's a Japanese geostationary weather satellite that takes pictures of the Earth every 10 minutes. So it's as close to live as possible. And it even captures events that happen on Earth that people can't even know about, such as underwater volcanoes like the Hunga-Tonga. The only answer flat earthers have is to call it fake, but again, they have no evidence that it's fake. And the fact that it captures these environmental events before people even know they happen is definitive proof.
Sorry, I'm just chuckling.
No, like I said, you do get geocentric satellites.
We got another couple chats, and then I'll give you guys closing. Jack the Guitar God, are you a guitar god? I had a guitar off against somebody in Discord, our modern day debate Discord. I think I won. I don't know. I don't even think we could find it now. But Jack is apparently a guitar god and says, I got banned and I don't even visit flat Earth channels. Oh man, he's just picking. Kaplunk Steve says, Flatzoid, this we keeps coming up. We know that the sun is where the sun is and where it is, what the sun is and where it is. It's you that doesn't. So they don't like the inclusive language of we. I don't know if you want to say anything to Kaplunk.
Sorry, flat earthers don't make a claim of what the sun is or where it is. The globers do. This is fact. The globe says the sun is 93 million miles away. The globe says it's just nuclear fusion in space. The burden lies on the people making the claim.
All right, let's roll it. Conspiracy Music says, Will Duffy, you were much more prepared than I would have expected. Thank you. Excellent performance. Flatzoid, you did not prepare and were totally destroyed today. Flatzoid, thanks for loving our song. Conspiracy
As long as they enjoyed the show.
Oh, my, that's Conspiracy Music. All right, let's see here. Hi, Witsit, what will you do in Antarctica? Witsit's not here, DJ. Sorry. Last one that I would read here would be MTuck. So thank you, MTuck. You'll get the last one. Will, praying for a safe journey for you all, brother. Regardless of what is seen, have fun and be safe. Flatzoid, all the best to you, man. So a little group love there. Except me, MTuck, and yeah, I was to say, apparently I just get left out. It's fine. No, I'm not going anywhere. You know, I'm just gonna be hanging out here. Except for February 15th and 16th, I will be down for DebateCon. Keep an eye out. We are gonna make some announcements regarding our DebateCon coming up. It's a live in-person event in New Jersey. I'll be flying out for that. So. Yeah, let's get into those closings, guys, and let our speakers go. They've been more than patient, I would say. You guys asked a lot of questions, so big round of virtual applause for both of our speakers. I do this EU style, so Flatzoid, you'll get your first minute on the floor. Let everybody know where you're at and your thoughts on the discussion today.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I just want to say thank you to Will for actually bringing this up. I'd still like to debate biblical cosmology with you. I think scripture will be cool to do. As I've explained, it's just a false dichotomy, and it's not an experiment, so it's not proving anything other than people are gullible to follow something that's wasting money. I wanted to ask Will Duffy about flight pitch data, but we couldn't get to that. So I'm just going to leave this thought with you. Why is it if you're flying over a curved surface, there is no pitch data to show this curved surface? Thanks.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Flatzoid, for coming back to Modern Day Debate. We appreciate you coming out today and having the discussion. We'll have you back again for sure. And Will, thanks for coming to Modern Day Debate for your first time, and also agreeing to come back and have some more fun. So we look forward to that, and it's been a lot of fun today. So I'm going to give you your 1 minute on the floor. It's all yours.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for having us and modding there. It's not an easy job. So again, the biggest thing I've discovered throughout this entire final experiment thing, which we haven't even gone to Antarctica yet, is I've discovered that flat Earth doesn't have a model because you can't model something that doesn't exist. This is big. I want people, Globers, to start repeating this because the flat Earthers try to avoid having a model. They try to avoid having a map. They try to avoid making claims, and this is intentional because you can't model something that doesn't exist. And while flights, Keith, are not on topic, you're in luck because my grandfather worked for Delta Airlines for his entire career. And so if you want to understand pitch data, you need to speak to a pilot. Flat Earthers like to talk about pitch data without speaking to pilots. And I'm going to show you something right now that's crazy. You ready for this? When a plane lands, it goes nose up. Wow. When it lands, when it's going down, it goes nose up. That should tell you everything you need to know.
All right, well, I'm just going to pop a nice quick little poll into our live chat for the closer. So the Earth is flat, a globe, or a loaf of bread. There you go. For the people that don't like to play by the rules, we're going to start that poll and let our speakers out of here. So thank you to everybody who put in the super chats. Thank you to our speakers. We'll be back for more debates tonight. Andrew Wilson is coming out. Let's see who's going to be on debating. Just actually, you know what? I'm going to let our speakers go. I'll come back and hit up our chat. So thanks, Will. Thanks, Flatzoid. I'm going to let you guys out of here, and I'll be back and talk to you, the audience, in just 1 second.
Bye-bye.
All right, that was a lot of fun. The speakers are out, and that's great. We managed to keep it to a normal length, I think, somewhat for one of these discussions. But yeah, my apologies to the audience if I seem a little off. I might be a little tired from last night. Not a lot of sleep. I was pretty wound for sound after last night's debate, I'll tell you. That might be something to go check out if you haven't seen it, to bide you time until our next live event. So James is going to be hosting tonight. As far as I know, all right, things can always change last minute, but as far as I know, James is going to be here tonight hosting our trans women. That's going to be Andrew Wilson and Josh Seiter versus Classy Neurotic and LSP. Make sure you go and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on that live event. That's going to be a hot one. I've seen a few debates, like I said earlier, like 2 or 3 at least. I think this one's going to be pretty hot, so you definitely won't want to miss it. Let's see. I don't want to forget partners as well, right? So I see the faces, I know the names, and then there's partners hidden in there, and I don't want to do anybody dirty and forget about anybody. So yeah, if you're clicking along and you got me in the little box at the bottom of your YouTube and you're looking at our live upcoming events, you're going to see that we have Stuart and Cliff coming out. So Stuart and Cliff Neckley, are the father-son duo, are going up against Cosmic Skeptic and Phil Halper. So that's going to be a lot of fun. If you're more interested in the atheist versus Christian debate, that's going to be happening in 5 days, December 12th. So that's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be a debut for Alex, and also a long time since we've seen the Neckleys, I should say, both of them here. So yeah, hopefully you're psyched for that too, jazzed up. I will be back tomorrow though, and that's going to be tomorrow evening. Nathan Thompson and Angel are partnering up again, and they're going to be going against Dr. Blitz and Mark Reed. So Mark Reed's coming back to the channel after a short little hiatus, so we're excited to see Mark Reed back. Maybe it hasn't been that long, but it's just been a while since I've hosted Mark. But I'm excited. It's kind of like close to one of the people I hosted in the debut days of doing Modern Day Debate. But we will be right at 2 years when we go to the Debate Con. So once again, that's going to be February 15th and 16th. We'll be putting up some live events here shortly. Just make sure everything's working on this end. Okay, perfect. I want to know if there's anything that could change flashlights. Oh, everybody's gone. Sorry, Dusty. We won't be asking any more questions. But yeah, thank you to everybody who came out. Lots of members I see there are in the live chat as well. So if you do want to get access to the emojis, help out Modern Day Debate, you can become a member. Or you can gift memberships. We really appreciate it. It helps us out. A lot of what we're doing right now is going to be going towards the Debate Con. So yeah, thanks to everybody who supports the channel. We'll hopefully see all of you tonight. If that gets your goat. If not, then we'll see you for the next juicy debate. In the meantime, cheers. Yeah, we'll see you next time. self-aggression. Tyranny's mixed with self-oppression. What am I to do but tear away when I'm boiling at the top? Try to find a way to fight the fire. Smart to rap from the minds of liars. You call the shots as you bow your heads, and the marching never stops. The stars could be free, but this insanity bends you right by the knee. Running in circles now for something that can't be found. And I bet as you hit the wall, the rain starts to fall. You can run away, sing a tune that's true. I'll be beside you. Starts to decay from tears of blood, regrets of laughter. Turn around as your heart beat faster. Your hollow shape as the faith begins to drop. Shelter can find your thoughts of suicide. It's hanging down by the fray. Running in circles now for something that can't be found, and there's no time for today. Prayed away, the world would be untrue. I will rise against you. Insanity bends you right by the nail. Running in circles now for something that can't be found. Out of breath, smashed the wall. The water consumed all. You prayed away that the world would be untrue as it rose against you. Unveiled. Did you think it would always be for free? Now sit back, watch it burn, burn, burn forever.